Victorian Sidecar Championship for 2022. Joining me as usual in commentary, Damien Bradshaw. And Damo, I just did pay tribute to our crowd for the very courteous way that they acknowledged the Bradshaw tribute to Wayne earlier on. Very, very nice indeed, and lovely to have that collaboration. It was a good break. Yeah, absolutely. Damien, and he's only about 11 months ago, he was actually up here on the 9th qualifying meeting for the Australian Sidecar Championship. Then Hobson, Daniel Lowe out of 1, Chris Best, Chris Batchett out of 2, Rowan Cowan and Jess Edmond out of 3, and Byron Jones and Eli White out of gate 4. The marshals showing green lights to the riders on the race time on 44.72. Victorian Sidecar Championship. Probably what you were asking, what Robertson playing, and supplies. We're all about to come to the 1467 start line. Nathan Johnson, William Squire from gate 1, 2 times former world sidecar champion, multiple South Australian sidecar champion, Kevin Brendan Kerr from 2. Ever improving, a guy that rode very well here, the Gates Cup record wire. Jamie Flood from 3, just about to come trackside and Trent Edmund does these days. Former Australian sidecar champion to go 4 from yellow, ready and set to go racing. I think we're just waiting on Brendan Wire. Former Australian number 2 Rick House in the field with the Wire team, really quick hands. Says show good form here at the Gates Cup. Expecting to be somewhere around the mark tonight. So I think 2 heat 2. It's great to see
so many people in the house tonight, Brendan. A lovely evening in St. Asia. Vic travels away. I hope you enjoyed their lovely town so far. V2 is a drawing state championship. Johnson's gone from one end of the curve from 2 to 1 and floating.
Sorry guys, we're just our producer's sweating bullets at the moment, but it's all good, we'll carry on. And that was event 2, John?
Absolutely, move on to event 3 now, which is heat 3 of our title tonight. In the red we'll find the pair of Max House and Riley Commons. There's a scratching that we find with Damien Niche and Ayrton Canning. They're not here for the meeting tonight, so reserve riders in Matt and Jamie Crundle will go in. They'll be out of the blue. The white will find Shane Hudson and Adam Constable, and Devon Gates and Megan Kane will come out of yellow in this one as we watch our Cooney girls and our STE engineering girls come out. And I can tell you, Causey, that our girls out there in the red is Sage, the blue is Jess, the white is Jasmine, the yellow is Ebony, and our Cooney girl is Paige. There you go.
Looking lovely, the girls, adding a bit of atmosphere.
Looks like our starter there in Reese Farr waiting patiently. He and the other guy that you see on screen at the moment, which of course is Shawnee Stevens.
Max Howes and Riley Commons out of 1.
There's Paige smiling out to the world from the beautiful place of Mildura down here at Olympic Park Speedway.
Just look at that sunset.
Beautiful. Adam Constable
lovely
out of
pictures
gate
there,
3.
Causey, coming out of our
And from gate
camera
4,
work down there on the Stargate.
Thanks to young Sedgy. Here we go, guys. Heat 3, about to get underway. Ev on the Big Bang machine.
Howes, Crundle, Hudson and Gates up the start line. Frank Marshall's
Everyone's happy. Tapes away, we're racing. Great start on the inside from the red of Howes and Commons. Around the outside in the white, Hudson and Constable. But it was the pairing of Howes and Commons that got to the front.
These youngsters, have a look at these youngsters go. They are just very smooth and fast. Absolutely good gate. Nice and smooth and tidy.
Good to see in the yellow being third there at the moment. The pairing of Devon Gates and Morgan Kane having a crack out there. Good to see it.
Yeah, this is their second meeting with Dev with his missus on the back. So we've got a female passenger, so they're just getting laps in and getting quicker. But this, look at the pairing of this. Young Howes and Commons from Broken Hill.
Pretty tidy as they go through. Looks like there's the yellow, one to travel for them now.
Shane Hudson in second, but these Howes and Commons, these young blokes, this is their second season and they're just absolutely flying on their fathers. I believe this is their own bike they've got. They've built their own bike now.
And here they go, looking for the checkered flag, and it's 3 points in the way of Howes and Commons. That's how you want to start your night, with as many points as you can get. Behind them, the pairing, as we said, in the white of Hudson and Constable. Call it third for Gates and Kane as they cross the line. 61.50.
Very nice ride out of Redgate from the young blokes. These guys are so young too, and they're very humble. These young these young duo, they'll just go back in the pits and just sit down and just do. Their fathers will be working on the bike, and they'll just come out and do it again all night. You know, just smooth and consistent.
Yeah, and that's really how you need to race this form of sport. You've really got to race yourself. You've got to make sure you get your start right. You've got to get out, and you've got to keep going as hard as you can and set your own pace. And that, unfortunately, for others, is the bit you've got to make sure you keep doing. If you chase and you push harder, that's one thing you need to do. But unfortunately, if you don't get the start and you glue it all together, the points drop away.
Yeah, it's composure. You definitely got to keep your composure and your race head. You see a lot of people grow horns sometimes and get angry and try and chase them down, and they end up, you know, going slower because they're throwing it out of control.
And sometimes you pay the ultimate price. Right?
You do.
So you don't want that either. So there's your Heat 3 placings. Housen, Commons.
We're on to Heat 4, we are.
So that was your riders in Heat. So we move on to Heat 4.
We've got young Sedgy helping out on the camera work, just getting amongst it. Good to see him helping out.
Yeah. So here's your Heat 4. Let's read them from the start. Gauzy?
We got Mitchell, Spears, Glenn Zaworski, Chris Walker, Connor Curran, Mark Radford, Blake Halls, and out of yellow, Warren Monson, Andrew Summerhays. Out of yellow, these guys are they're gonna go for it, I think.
First appearance for them in the heats tonight, so they certainly want to start their night off on the right note. So that is the yellow coming out to try and pick up the 3 points first up. Last weekend here, the yellow gate was as strong as any other gate. In actual fact, I would have said that it's probably would have been the first pick had I gone into the final last weekend. That's how good that yellow gate is. I'm tipping with the track crew we've got now, that track crew have done an amazing job. That yellow gate's going to be strong, and we're about to see it with Warren Monson and Andrew Summerhays.
Warren Monson's going to get that big bang motor fired up. It's a different sounding motor, this engine of Warren Monson. It fires 2 cylinders at once, this bike. So Warren, being the engine mechanic for Phil Tate, he's actually altered his cam timing with his cams, and he's firing 2 cylinders at once. So it's impressive to watch, and the sound of it's unbelievable, the firing 2 cylinders at once. Very powerful motorbike, and you just watch him power out of this gate around the outside. He's going to be the one to watch in this race.
So typically bikes are set up to fire individual cylinders, and that's for balance and economy. That's not what we want out here. We want as much horsepower as we get, and that's why a complete design change for them in the way the engine's valved and the way it runs. That's why it delivers. Unfortunately, though, with the Big Bang Theory comes the extra load on parts, particularly cam chains, and that's where failures occur.
Here we go. Look at that, out of yellow gate. Warren Monson, great start, great line. Here he comes down the back straight. Good line, cut defence well. Neat and tidy. Now you just watch him sail into the sail off. He'll just keep motoring, very smooth.
A little further back, Chris Walker and Connor Curran, and then we look down a little further down the field and we find the pairing, by the look of it, in the white hat colour, I think it is, of Radford and Halls.
Yeah, look, Warren he'll just stream away from these guys. He's definitely got the pace, and he'll be just trying to pick his line at the moment. Oh, we got to.
And that's Radford and Halls.
Looks like they've actually spun out by the looks of their tracks.
And it's a red light, which means that it'll pull that event up.
There was a fair way behind the scenes there. We missed what happened there. From the tracks left behind on the track, it looks like he's spun out.
So 2 not to complete that one by the look. Another one that was infield going back into the pit area as well.
I think it's fair to say they may declare that race, John, I think.
The gate, by the look of it, is open.
Looks like they've declared that race. I think we'll wait for confirmation.
Tapes are down. Crash cart's gone out, so that means that they'll bring one back. So that'll be the bike of Radford and Halls. And the tapes are down, so I would say we're going to see a rerun in this one, Gauzy. So certainly that bike, the white of Radford and Halls, which is Mark Radford, Blake Halls, not to take part in this one. And the remaining crews will continue on.
Look, it'll be a good bit of track time for Wazza to get bad out amongst it and just try to get some nice race lines and smooth runs. Chris Walker and Connor Curran, actually, they gated pretty well in that race, so it'd be interesting to see if they put a bit of pressure on the start at Wazza. I don't think they'll keep pace with him, but he got a good gate. Let's just wait and see.
Well, with this one, Simon, the worst you can do is 2 points, okay?
Definitely stay on the track.
So at this stage, it's looking like the pairing of Monson and Summerhays will probably get what they aimed for last time. 3 in the bag. That's the way they want to start their night. Perfect. The other team in the blue for, as I said, the pairing of Chris Walker and Connor Curran. I'll grab 2 points at the very least. So good start for them, I would say.
3 points is 3 points.
Monson and Summerhays making it look really sharp now as they fire their way through. Making it look very, very slick indeed. Nice, wide, angled corners. Picking up all the drive they can get out of the back end of that bike. And still building gap between themselves and second place at the moment, Walker and Curran. There's the checkered flag, and that's 3 in the bag for the pairing of Warren Monson and Andy Summerhays. 2 more points go the way of the fellow competitors, Chris Walker and Connor Curran. And the other 2, no points at all. Cannot afford to be losing points like that at a title meeting like this.
No, you need as many points as you can. Even the 1 pointers, you need the third places. Just stick in there, keep it smooth and tight, keep it on the track.
Well,
and pick up that 1 point is crucial.
Well, mate, to be honest with you, 1 point is the difference between making B final or not. Now, if you make the B final on those points, that gives you a chance to get into the A. You need a ticket into the B if you're not in that A already. Now, 1 point can be the difference.
Yeah, it's definitely great the way they set up tonight with the B final. It gives, it's kind of like a repechage. A semi gives the blokes to a second chance to get into that A final. So yeah, they might have had a couple of technical issues or just struggling to get there, but it gives them a good chance to repechage themselves to get into the main field.
So we move on to our looks by the look at the first of our classic sidecar heats. In this one, out of the red, we find Bob Kent, Nick Johns, Mark Bowen, Danny Glenn out of the blue. The white of Chris and Hannah Holmes, Ben Rankin and Logan Symes out of yellow. And it'll be the pairing of Glenn Hollis and Johnny Wilcox out of green.
Great camera work by Sedgy there. I think just had a bit of a blow-up kiss to Sedgy there on the camera, so he must know the good girl.
I think that might have been to the greater world.
Yes,
just to correct you.
Yeah, or me. Here we go.
In your dreams, John.
I wish. The sounds of yesteryear, John.
Yeah, absolutely. I can remember, well, now I'm starting to show my age, aren't I? Where I can remember when the place was full of those sorts of noises. Sort of in those mid-70s, late 70s.
They've got 5 wide here. Let's have this will be interesting. 5 wide on the classics. Here we go. We've got a mixture of Hondas, Quackers, and an old Kempy and an old Jap. Hurry on the outside.
They got away okay.
You ought to hear that Jap. That's so impressive. Sounds unbelievable.
So Robbie Kemp and Nick Johns in the red to the white of Chris and Hannah Holmes. Wow, through on the insides the blue of Bowen and Glenn.
We got action packed. These guys are giving no quarters to each other. Great opening lap. No quarters given. Rubbin's racing.
Great work. Kemp at the front though with Nick Johns making it look really easy. But trust me, he is probably the age of most of those guys glued together.
Yep. Ah, that sounds amazing, that Jap.
The sound of that big twin, which is very similar to what we were talking about with the design of those big bang engines coming off the big twin there.
He's such a smooth rider. The laps, I couldn't tell you how many laps he's done around here. He'd be thousands of laps. Checkered flag. On your Kempy. Here he goes on the Jap. He's got a bit of perspex on the front, I think, to help him with a bit of a dirt deflection there, I think.
I think it's a COVID screen. If I know Kempy. Yeah, win to Bob Kemp and Nick Johns in that one.
Great
on
ride,
the old
buddy.
Jap.
Great ride.
The
And a very-
69.14 is your race time.
Very humble guy, Kempy, too. He's a wealth of knowledge and a great man to talk to.
Well, he's great for all those things in the background where he helps different guys with different things. I don't know how many times I've seen him pull something out of the toolbox that went someone's way to help him. He's just a good all-around guy and loves that trip from Broken Hill to here to compete every time he comes down.
Chook Chasers. We've got Motocross Mayhems next. My favourite. These guys are unbelievable to watch.
They are pretty cool to watch.
My one to watch will be Rowan Tagart, I reckon. He's a bit of my favourite.
So in this, we'll find Adam Ferguson on bike number 474, the number 9 bike of Aaron Mason, Connor Adams on 33, the KTM of Tom Reddy. It looks like I reckon it might be Con Twist on 913, the 602 of Graham Everhard, Josh Knights on number 3, Rowan Tagart, as you called it, on the 314, and Danny Glenn on the 588. And I think Hannah Holmes on the Kawasaki out there, and that's her coming out now. She just jumped off the sidecar just a moment ago in the Classics, and she'll come forward on bike number, I reckon that is the Kawasaki, second from the right, the 68 bike. There you go.
Have a look at these guys. They're jammed in like sardines. Tate's about to go. Here they go. Look at them. They're all over the shop.
Well, let's get a look at the front of the field. Looks like it's a Honda that's at the front.
These guys are popping monos.
1-4. That'll be Rowan Tagart. It looks like him.
That's his start.
Running midfield, holding the dirt, leading from the rest of the pack. A lot of short track, short circuit experience for Rowan Tagart.
Yeah, you can just see the experience there from Rowan Tagart. It sounds like a swarm of bees coming through, doesn't it?
It does. Adam Ferguson on the 474 Yamaha behind him.
Yeah, he raced over in Renmark the other weekend, Riverland champion. He won the meeting over there.
Yeah,
So
and then the 9 of Aaron Mason behind him.
he's a sponsor, Adam Ferguson, big Gardenland sponsors meetings. Rowan Tagart, just a wealth of experience there, and it pops him on over the finish line.
Back wheel finish.
He's got an unbelievable style of riding, Rowan. And it shows through the years of experience he's been racing.
And look, I can take nothing away from of course, the Tagart family have been supportive of Rowan all the way through his career as a junior into seniors. Heavily involved with the Northwest Victoria Motorcycle Club in the region here as well. And is it any wonder why this kid ended up as good as he is?
Yeah, he grew up with the Waterses, and I think they were riding motorcycles before they could walk. So it's good to see him out there, still getting out there and having a go. He's just taken on a new business adventure now with a new cabinetry joint. So he won't be out there to kill himself, but it's good to see him out there riding.
Well, mate, we're getting ready for one of our track grooms. Of course, we do that after every round of heats because it's a title, a Victorian title here this weekend. So therefore, we need to put forward our Sunrise Ag track and grooming to make sure that we are right for our next round to kick off. And the next round will be heat number 5, event 7 of the Vic Sidecar titles here for 2022, incorporating the Gates Memorial as well, here for the team of Robinson Plumbing and Gardenland Nursery Supplies.
Not far off getting ready for the next round of heats there, John. Track looks great after that track grooming. Guys just running out the start line tape paint.
Yeah, and of course the sun dropping away also has given us the opportunity to keep a bit of moisture back in the track now. So, and one thing I will say is that our track staff have been down here since early this morning, making sure the track is in pristine condition. And you can see down there at the moment, I mean, as good a start gate as an ex-competitor, Simon, you would know, as ever there was. So, mate, we're in for a great night's racing tonight.
Fresh track. It's always good to go out on a fresh track. We've got a heat 5, event 7, heat 5.
And for those that are watching in on the podcast, please make sure you check into the left-hand lower corner. You'll find the event sponsorship people. There's Mildura District Real Estate there, Monaghan Logistics. You'll see those names scrolling through. These are the people that have been helping us all the way through.
Event 7, Heat 5, we have out of red gate, Warren Monson, Andrew Summerhays. Blue gate, Dean Hobbs, Daniel Lowe. Out of white, Nathan Johnston, Liam Squire. Out of yellow, Shane Hudson, Adam Constable. This should be a cracking race, this one. Wazza out of red gate. Should be a good battle between Warren Monson and Shane Hudson here. Summerhays just doing a bit of gardening.
Well, second appearance, Causey, he's already taken 3 points tonight. He would like to add another 3 to it. I mean, hey, who wouldn't?
Yeah, look, red gate, he's definitely got the advantage here coming out of red. You've got a lot more chances to recover if you miss the gate, but if you do get the gate, you're out in front. Here we go, Tape's about to fly.
Tapes away, great start on the outside, better start from the inside. Monson and Summerhays set sail for what should be another 3 points for them. The blue of Hobbs and Lowe by the look of it, straight behind them.
Yeah, great placing by Hobbs in the second. Look at Wazza go. He's just got that big bang motor and so smooth. But Hobbs is keeping pace there. If he keeps it a bit tidier, he'll keep pace with him.
Hudson and Constable in third place and making ground on them in second. I reckon they'll take them shortly.
Here they come underneath. Let's see what happens on the next corn. Shane Hudson underneath.
And there it is, the yellow of Hudson and Constable through, putting or relegating Hobbs and Lowe into third.
So yeah, Shane just played it smart, just kept the title line, rounded out. Was it Monson? He's just gone.
Monson and Summerhays making it look simple as a checkered flag is produced, and that's 3 for them. So that takes them to a total of 6 tonight. And Causey, as we said earlier, it's about getting as many points as you possibly can through the night. And if you're going to drop one to someone that is potentially an equal to you or who has dropped one already to even it out. You've got to get yourself into that A final and not try and get in through the B final. That's 2 rides pretty much close by that you've got to deliver 3-point rides on.
Yeah, you definitely want to get as many points. You want to get that red gate in the semi and the red gate in the A final. If you come through the B, you're going to get, obviously, a chance of having last preference, which is normally yellow, but definitely both finals you want to be able to out of red gate.
And you know what, the yellow tonight, we've already seen Warren Monson and Andy Summerhays grab a win out of yellow, so it's not like it's the worst gate. Every gate's good tonight. You just got to make them work for you tonight and get the 3 points and not have to come on a repechage.
Definitely.
Well, our girls now welcome the next crew as they come to the front. In this one, we find the pairings of Walker and Curran in the red, Howes and Commons in the blue, Des and Basham in the white, and Dyer and Flood in the yellow.
Event 8.
Chris Stevens, our one of our starting officials, calling them forward.
Connor Curran just doing a bit of, what they're doing here is called gardening. What they're doing, they want to get a good straight rut to come out of. They're compacting that dirt down, putting a bit of dirt in it so they don't belly out. They want a nice hard straight rut to just rock it out of that gate. It's pretty crucial to start, and you want to get a good gate and rock it out of that gate. You don't want to belly out on the bottom.
And what they're doing, Causey, you're right, they're looking for somewhere for the wheel to grab traction, not only on the base of the wheel, but the sides as well, into that trench.
Big jump by Chris Walker. He just got a bit anxious and jumped out of that gate.
That'll be a red on the action, I'd reckon. And there it is.
He didn't hit the tapes. It was a great start.
Looking the goods as they come back.
Yeah, he just got a bit anxious there. I don't know how. He just narrowly missed those tapes. I thought he was going to collect them, and then that's, of course, the DNF, isn't it?
Absolutely. The last thing you want is to be breaking those tapes and giving yourself some grief. You need points. You don't give them away, especially like that.
So we got no lights on the tower, so they've called them all back in.
Yep.
He'll get a stern talking to stay still on the line and wait for the tapes to go.
If I know Gavin Setchman, who's our chief steward referee tonight, he'll only tolerate it once.
So we got young Housing Commons. They'll be a good pairing to watch out of Blue. These guys they'll want to get as many points as they can. They'll be wanting to get straight in, and then these guys are the ones to watch. Brent Dwyer on the outside in the yellow. It'll be interesting to see what he does. Tapes away. Great start by Housing Commons. Brenton Dwyer out of yellow. It's going to be a drag race down the back straight. Housing Commons come through. We've got action-packed at the moment.
Housing Commons, Walker and Curran in second place at the moment in the red, and the battle in the white there coming from Des and Basham by the look of it.
We've got a battle for second and third. Dwyer's just going to he rides smart. He'll just pick him off. Here we go.
And he's got him.
Great battle for second and third. That was a great pass, wasn't it, John?
Great racing, Simon. Look, seriously, this is what we want to see. We want to see them close, tight racing. Sure, the guy in front's got a decent lead, but it ain't over in the middle of the field here yet. And 1 point difference, up or down by one, is what they're fighting for right now.
They're all getting settled in now for placings. Look at Housing Commons. They are just super smooth and fast.
Yeah, they're making it look good. Here comes the checkered flag. 3 for the pairing at the front. Dwyer and Gov for second. Walker and Curran. And then back to Des and Basham. A race time of 62.09, a 62.09. So anywhere into that 60-second bracket or a fraction over is good times tonight. So maybe not the fastest we've seen, but certainly a very respectable time indeed. Let's have a look at our next heat. Out of the red, you'll find Matt and Jamie Crundwell. They're the ones that have come in. The next one will be the pairing of Mitchell Spear and Glenn Zawalski. Headland and Kerr, and Cohen and Headland into the yellow hat colours.
Yeah, this is going to be a great battle between Mick Headland and Brodie Cohen, both running the new Crossplane motors. Mick Headland's been running the Crossplane for a few years now. Brodie Cohen's been running for about 2 seasons now.
Of course, that's the pairing of Niche and Canning for those watching tonight. It's not that pairing at all. They didn't appear for the night. It's a pairing of Matt and Jamie Crundwell that'll be in the red.
Let's watch this battle between Mick Headland and Brodie Cohen. Brodie Cohen travelling all the way from downtown from Townsville. Jesse Headland on the back. Good to see Mick Headland back after Brenton Kerr injuries suffered on a solo bike.
All the girls vacate the area.
Be just a one-on-one battle. Can't get much better than this. Head-to-head, mono to a mono, bike to bike. Tapes away, here we go. Great start by Mick Headland. Oh, Cohen's on the cutback. Mick Headland just holding a defensive line. Here we go down the back straight. Well, Curry just stayed on there. He didn't come off. Oh, Mick Headland's got a good pace. Cohen just trailing behind, just trying to watch and observe him, trying to catch up speed.
The important part to analyse with this one is how far back Cohen is. That shows you the strength of Headland at the moment. He's sitting midway through the corner. He knows where the drive is. He's setting himself for 3 points, and you don't do that by fluke. This is the strategy he's working on tonight.
He's running a really nice tight line, and he's just smooth, fast. Cohen's struggling a little bit, but Mick Hedlund, he is just super fast at the moment. He's just off that pole line, super smart. Look at that, just super smooth, super fast.
Finding the dirt, finding the drive. That's what you need to do.
Super fast.
Flag ready.
Great 4 laps for Mick Hedlund.
Absolutely.
That was blistering fast.
Wait for the time to come. It will be fast. He set himself nicely. Time coming through.
Great head-to-head battle there between Brodie Cohen and Mick Hedlund. Good to see the two crossplanes. They sounded great together on that line.
A 60.60, 60.60, and as I said earlier, anywhere on that 60-second bracket is what you're needing.
By the looks of that head-to-head battle, we just have a few bikes that have had some mechanical issues.
So let's have a look at Heat 8. Byron Gates and, of course, Eli Bock out of red. Trent Hedlund, Daz Whetstone out of blue. Devon Gates and Megan Kane out of the white. And Mark Radford and Blake Halls out of yellow. That's how we see them as our girls bring them to the start line. Well, our official starters in Reese Farr. Calls them forward. 3 to take part in this one, and they get away nicely. And it's the blue that Radford and Whetstone, Hedlund and Whetstone at the front of the field. The red of Gates and Bock behind them. And of course at the moment with Hedlund and Whetstone at the front, looking good with Gates on the chase.
This is a great battle. Gatesy just trying to wheel him in. Trent Hedlund's just getting a bit messy. Gatesy gaining a bit of movement on him, but Trent Hedlund's still super fast. Come out of retirement, Trent Hedlund, and look how super fast he is.
Seriously, I don't believe you lose that much going into retirement like that. It's about how sharp you come back and how long it takes you to get sharp like that. He hasn't taken long at all.
He's got that bike dialed in, and you should hear that thing scream.
And you know, the time he spent behind the bars and the time they spent in the shed may differ, but the result is the same. 3 points out of that ride for him.
Mate, former Australian champion right there. Give away the bikes for a few seasons, but he's been pulled out of retirement. I'm not sure why. I did speak to him in the middle of the week to ask him what happened, and he said, a few blokes have just got me back into riding, and I'm just starting to enjoy the riding, but he's definitely at the pointy end.
You know, probably a different strategy for him to come back. Before it was about delivering every time. This time it's more about the fun of riding, but he's still doing the job and getting the points, mate. Still a force to be reckoned with for sure.
Motocross mayhem again, chook chases. They look like sardines at that tape, don't they? Have a look at them, packed in.
Awesome that we got enough to create a full frontal field and not have another row behind.
Here we go, Tate's bent to fly. Awesome sound as they take off.
Tegard to the outside. Got the better of the starts and found the dirt.
There's the 3 front runners, check out. They've got monos coming out of the corners as they take off.
Looks like it's the 9. No, it's the 3 of Josh Knights it is. Josh Knights for second. The 474 behind him. That's the bike of Adam Ferguson. Ferguson already on the charge to try and run Knights out wide. Looking for the inside line. Couldn't quite get the job done, Causey.
Peg to peg racing. Awesome to watch. Oh, Ferg, he would be loving this. Handlebar to handlebar race. No, he's popped the mono too, Ferg.
I'll tell you what's funny to watch Rowan Taggart look over his shoulder and go, I don't want any part of what's going on back there.
Geez, they're fighting to hang on to these bikes the way they're riding them that hard. Josh Knight's in second. Great guy, great rider. He's definitely trying his hardest to catch Rowe.
Checkered flag, Taggart grabs that. But you know what? Great ride. Great ride tonight in the 3 to, of course, Josh Knights to grab second in that one from Adam Ferguson.
Definitely your front runners. Impressive to watch. I wish I could race my dirt bike as fast as that. Unfortunately, I'm not a dirt bike rider.
I'll give you some advice. Don't bother, Causey.
I tried it, but no, that.
Unless you're going to grab some sponsorship through Dettol and Mercurochrome or Johnson & Johnson or something.
It's the fastest way to meet chicks, nurses mainly.
Let's not worry about doing that, eh?
No, great entertainment from the Chook Chasers. Geez, the sound they make as they're all coming buzzing through, unbelievable.
I don't think people appreciate, Causey, how hard it is to ride one of those bikes on there, because the problem you've got, the suspension loads up and reacts in a different way altogether when it comes out of the turns. Unlike all the rest of the Speedway bikes, you have no suspension literally other than the tyres and a little bit maybe on the front forks. The back end and those things, when it unloads, if it unloads the wrong way, it heads in a totally different direction, and you are then a passenger.
Yeah, you can definitely tell the experience from Rowan Taggart. Just the setup and the way he's been doing his whole life, and just the way he enters the corners and just floats in and just definitely ultra smooth. But very entertaining from the Chook Chasers.
Hey, great crowd down here tonight to be part of the action here at Olympic Park Speedway for our 2022 Victorian Sidecar Championship. We'll drop off now and head to some ads.
Just a bit of a quick points recap. These are your top runners. You got Brodie Cohen. We'll start with Mick Hedlund and Brenton Kerr undefeated with 6 points. Max House and Riley Commons on 6 points. Warren Monson on 6 points. Brodie Cohen, Jesse Hedlund on 5. Shane Hudson on 4. There's some of your front runners at the moment.
And there's Paige, who's one of our girls tonight, one of the Kumi girls.
Regular, does a very good job of what she does. She enjoys it, loves it.
They do. Waiting patiently now for the girls to vacate as all of our riders come forward. 2 to take part in this one.
Must be unfortunate, a few bikes and mechanical problems, but again, it's good to see head-to-head combat.
So Dwyer and Flood, Hobbs and Lowe. And you know the best part about this, when you get a ride where there's only 2 of you in it, you get a 50-50 chance of 3 points.
Yep.
And if you're good enough, you grab your 3 and you run like hell.
Yep. Smooth track, fresh track. Brendan Dwyer taking full advantage of the new track. Very neat and tidy. He's got that Suzuki just screaming, very, very fast, very smooth. Just washing up a little bit higher there. Could neaten that corner, turn 4 a bit.
And you know, you'd know better than anybody, Causey, the strategy when you are in a position like this. You don't have to win by a mile. You don't have to wreck your engine to grab your 3 points. You've only got to finish in front of that guy there behind you.
Yeah, if he had to I mean, Brett Moy is a racer. He just wants to keep racing. But if he had the smarts, he'd just take a quick look over his shoulder just to see how far in front he is.
That's right.
And then take a bit of pressure off himself, and he'll probably find he'll ride a bit smoother because he's not putting himself under pressure.
Correct.
But you know, you look forward. You don't look back. You're racing. You want to check a flag
and it's hard when you're a racer to only half race. There's no such thing, you know. But smart guys, you watch them. They look over the shoulder. They don't extend the gap. They just hold the gap.
So these bikes have got to be ridden fast. To go fast, to go smooth and handle.
Correct.
They need to be ridden fast. So you start slowing down, they don't handle as well, and they're designed. They're built for speed, not comfort. Put it that way.
You can easily roll off a bit on the straight. All right,
Definitely.
You don't have to keep the pin wide open.
Definitely.
62.32, your official race time for our heat.
Great looking outfits there too. Very well presented.
Let's look at our next pairing, which will be Heat 10 tonight. So we'll look for Heat 10 tonight here at Olympic Park for our 2022 Victorian Championship. But here it is, Heat 10. Devin Gates, Megan Kane out of the red. Nathan Johnson, Liam Squire out of the blue.
Mitchell Spears, Glenn Zaworski out of white gate. Chris Basham out of yellow.
Good
round-up.
Good lineup for Heat 10.
Mate, it's going to be a ripper, this one. It looks pretty even. Dev Gates on the new Big Bang motor was a spare motorbike that he sold him. Dev Gates, a good friend of Warren Watson's, and he's got his girlfriend on the side, Megan Kane. They're just out there doing some laps, getting used to the bike, and as they get more confident. And you know, Megan's been a long time. I think that's even her first time doing it, I believe. So they'll just be there to just. As Dev gets confident, they'll definitely start to get speed, but they're looking very, very smooth on that bike.
Yeah, wait patiently for them to come forward. Obviously, one short on the gate tonight.
We've got a 3-horse race in this one. Bike's just getting settled in.
So a guaranteed single point if you finish.
You stay
Better
on the
than
track.
that.
Stay on the track. Yep.
Better than that 3 if you win it.
Great start by Devin Gates. Look at Chris Dess on the outside. Look at him drag race down the back. Was underneath. What a great ride by Warren. Devin, sorry. This is a great battle for first and second.
A great ride. And you know what? Safe point at the rear of the field here to continue on, and that's fine, but the real action is at the front between these two.
Dev Gates, he's riding a very defensive line. He's just shutting him down, and he's actually very quick coming out of them corners.
You know, his first lap, I would have said, would have been a fight lap. This is a consolidating lap that he's in now. It's about smooth lines, holding the gap, riding what he needs to do smoothly to grab the points.
Desi's throwing everything he can at him. He just can't quite get a passing opportunity, but good ride by Devin Gates. Well done.
Well, Gates, he's been around for a long time. Yes, he's had a gap, but he's come back. He hasn't lost the strategies in his head. Des doing everything to get past him, unable to do it.
Fantastic 3 points for Dev Gates and Megan. They would be super stoked with 3 points in a Vic title.
And Desi and the guys pick up 2 and a little further down the field, a single solitary point.
Very smooth ride by Devin Gates. He'd be stoked with that.
Got to hand it to him, you know. That's a good ride for him. Megan Kane will be very happy about taking those 3. Watching them as they gently roll into the pit in the Big Bang Racing entry. Quick turn for Des.
Great riding from Desi too. He stuck there with him. He put up a good fight. He just couldn't get close enough for a passing opportunity or, you know, get his front wheel in there. So
next pairing away, let's have a look at them in the red. Trent Headland, Daz Whetstone, and out of the blue, Shane Hudson and Adam Constable Gauzy.
Out of white gate, Brody Cohen, Jesse Headland. Out of yellow, Chris Walker, Connor Curran. Look, this is going to be a fantastic race. Headland, Cohen, Hudson, Connor Curran. This is going to be a ripper. These boys starting to get the more serious now. You see a bit more gardening and a bit more the top level riders will be really analysing these gate tracks and just they want to rock it out. The most important part of the race is rocketing out of this start. You want to just fly out of the gate.
So what this guy's looking for is how much depth is in that groove and how solid it is getting up towards that tape area, and where is the best point to drop that bike in to get the start. We were talking earlier about a couple of things that create good traction. That is the tyre pressure, how much squash is in the tyre, and then how deep the groove is and how much traction you can get on the sides as well as the base.
Tapes to fly, here we go. Great start by Hudson in blue. Oh, he's missed the gear.
Troubles at the rear, we got a passenger that's gone.
We've got a red light. I think I heard Hudson sound like he missed the gear then. He just gave it a big free rev, and well, I reckon he's missed the gear.
Well, he gets another shot at it shortly, providing he doesn't get outed on a start technicality. Let's watch the gate to see if there's any lights lit. Looks like they're all back in.
I think they just didn't get away clean then. I think it's just a bit of a first corner incident, bit of pushing and shoving, and they would call to red light it and go again. It wasn't fair for everyone. Hudson very lucky. He missed a gear. Definitely had a big rev and he missed it. But they're back up again. So again, they want to get a nice hard rut and they want to get a good grip out of the start. Yeah. You don't want a too deep rut that's got powder in it because you just spin and your belly drags on the ground.
There's Sedgy doing a camera work for us tonight, doing an awesome job out there. And it's the old story, isn't it? You know, an ex-racer, or when I say ex-racer tonight, not racing, obviously solo component, but knows what to look for out there as a competitor.
Definitely. Here we go for the rerun. Tapes are up. Shane Hudson again. Great start by Shane Hudson. Here comes Brody Cohen. Brody Cohen up the inside of Trent Edlin. Shane Hudson holding his line. Brody Cohen challenging for first place. Great race by Shane Hudson in front.
Cohen's definitely got the speed, but it's whether he can actually consolidate and put a pass move on it. He's under pressure himself now.
Great battle for second. Here comes Trent Edlin. He's got second place. Brody Cohen back up the inside. We have a battle for second and third.
You know what? I don't think he's done yet. Edlin's looking now for that number one position. He's got the crosshairs firmly on that lead rider.
Shane Hudson's just in front by the whisker. Great battle for second and third.
Mate, one lap to do, and if it's going to happen, it's got to happen kind of now, Causey.
Brody Cohen seems to be lacking. He's dropped a bit. Checkered flag at the ready. Brody Cohen seems to have problems there. He just drifted back a bit. Great ride by Shane Hudson. He's super stoked with that.
He certainly didn't look as polished as what he has been in the past, Cohen, in that one. But I've got to hand it to the lead, you know. Take nothing away from those 3 points. That was a solid fight for Hudson to hold it.
Great race it was. Great gate out of blue too from Shane Hudson, and he rode it smart, he rode it clever, and then a good battle for second and third for Trent Edlin. Great racing by Trent Edlin and Brody Cohen.
And really, that's what the racing here is about, watching how tight and how close it is. We're seeing a great meeting here tonight, we really are.
Look at that flash bike at Brody Cohen's. It's magnificent to look at. It's so pretty. He's got wearing a bit of pink. Just that bike just looks amazing.
It's very striking, yeah. Touch over halfway through the meeting tonight. And still, as I predicted earlier, some surprises in amongst them.
Very, yeah. Yes.
Heat 12 we're up to. Out of this one, we find the reappearance in red for Warren Monson and Andrew Summerhays. Beside them, this is a great ride. Byron Gates and Eli Bock. And who else have we got, Causey?
Max House, Riley Commons out of white. Vic Headland, Brendan Kerr out of yellow. This is going to be probably, if not the heat race of the night, I reckon.
Kind of like a final within the final being the final.
Definitely. This will be a good judge for the young blokes to see how they go against the top guns. You know, this is going to be a cracker. Oh, I'm not even game enough to call the winner on this one. They'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Have a look at Brenton Kerr as he's picked out the spot for Mick to drop into. I mean, that is important as ever it could be for that start out of that yellow gate tonight.
Definitely. When you're talking out of yellow, you have got to get that yellow gate and you've got to nail it. Otherwise, you've got a cut back option. Was very strong out of red.
And, you know,
Who
I was
knows?
talking about dropping a point. If it's going to happen anywhere, it's here.
Here we go. Oh, Mick Hedlund, the big mono. That's put him behind. Oh, look at the speed on Mick Hedlund. Warren Monson checks out.
Hedlund underneath, and he's made the move.
Great corner from Mick Hedlund. Gets into second place. He'll be chasing down the leader, Monson. He's got the pace. He's got the speed.
And Monson's got the torque. That double fire engine, you can see the torque it develops coming out of those corners. It just launches out of the turns.
Yeah, that big bang just pulls away compared to the Yamaha crossplanes, but they're still there battling. Mick Hedlund has just got that big bang firing.
Looking good at the front. Monson and Summerhays grab the yellow, one to travel as they fire through.
Monson just super smooth, just looking for the checkered flag. Another 3 points to add to the bag.
Let's watch him up this last two turns. Nicely placed on the pole, just off in the dirt. Sets his sail for home. There's the checkered flag and a win. 3 for Monson and Summerhays.
He very mirrors nearly every lap. He just mirrors every lap. It's so consistent and smooth and just fast. You know, you've got to take your hat off to him. That bike is just dialed in for tonight.
And you're dead right, Simon. You're dead right. When you actually look through the lap times for the event, which is each lap time together, they are so consistent. It's not funny. So awesome ride for Andrew Summerhays on the back there of Warren Monson.
Now Warren Monson, if he wins tonight, he's got 7 Vic titles in his belt. Now Andrew Cleve has won 8. So if Warren wins tonight, he'll equal Clevey, that's a massive achievement.
Righto, move into our next heat, Heat 13 in the red. Mick Hedlund, Brenton Kerr. Out of the blue, Devon Gates, Megan Kane.
We've got White Gate, Chris Walker, Connor Curran. Out of yellow, Dean Hobbs, Daniel Lowe.
That's how we see Heat 13 unfolding here at Olympic Park tonight. Hope you're enjoying our television broadcast tonight out of Olympic Park. Classics now as we go into Classics now. And let me tell you,
lining up for gate positions. I think they just make it fair. They swap and change gate positions just to mix it up for the guys. MP's not on the Jap. I'm not sure what he's riding there. It looks like a low liner. Looks like a.
I reckon it's his. I reckon that's a Honda. That by the look of it.
Elbows up, here they classic guys go. Smoke and whistles, the old girls.
Oh, irrespective of what it is, Kempy's got it dialed in.
Chris Holmes and Hannah Holmes in third position. Mark Bowen, I reckon he's on Brian Gathercole's classic machine. Looks familiar, that bike. I reckon it's a Brian Gathercole machine.
Plenty of hardware up here that's still in good shape for classic racing. Of course, the guys have their classic meeting typically in June down here at Olympic Park, their winter sun meeting. And they have such an amount of classics in not only sidecars but solos. And some of the old names, the old faces hang around. I mean, last time we ran it down here, I got a chance to sit down and have a chat with Clary Jones for a little while, you know. Great name who'd been involved with sidecar racing for many years. Has so many stories to tell, and they're all true. Can you believe it? Great guy, but that's what the classics are about.
Some of the stories we can't talk about there with Larry. You got it. Great win by Kempy there.
Yeah, some of those stories you got to get first hand from Clary, and be very careful who the company is around when we're getting them.
Great ride by the classics. Kempy just had that thing on too.
The BH7 that he wears on his suit, that's the Broken Hill 7 label that he holds. 68.86 is your official race time for that one. It looks like we've got another break coming up shortly. Another of our Sunrise Ag track grooming to take place.
Track is actually holding up really well. You look at it, it's not ruddy, it's consistent, it looks smooth. Every track grade they do in prep, it it comes up magic, and it's consistent. So the guys are going, they're riding it really well. The times are great, and there's some good action. Unfortunately, a couple of bikes have mechanical problems, so that makes it hard to make it a 4 lineup. But the bigger boys are starting to get to the pointy end now, and they're really going to be firing up.
Like I said, Causey, great track crew. They've been working feverishly all day to make sure this track's in great condition. We'll take a break now while we go into our Sunrise Ag track groom and see if we grab some messages from our proud sponsors here on our telecast coming out here at Olympic Park Speedway this weekend for the running of the 2022 Victorian Sidecar Championships, proudly brought to you by the team at Robinson's Plumbing and, of course, the Causey, what we might do, we might see if we can't have a quick look through the pit area, because that's somewhere that a lot of people never get a chance to actually see. You and I both know what goes on and happens in there, but we might see if we can't take, while we've got a couple of minutes, a real quick pit walk, eh?
I think it looks like here he goes. Yeah, it's definitely exciting behind the pits. That's where a lot of work, hard work, and technical issues get sorted out. It looks like the lights, they're nearly getting ready for the next round.
They're getting close. Here we go, quickly. This is where they line up the next heat. So that, of course, is Gatesy, a couple of others, the Headland crew, all parked in there ready for the next heat to go out.
So it's really exciting to see how Dev Gates starts his bike. It's got that much compression. It actually needs a machine to start that bike. You can't actually push start that bike just because of the compression.
And that's because the twin-cylinder fire piece.
The big bang, that's correct. Yeah, so Mick Hellen's just fired up. So that machine's just got a big starter motor on it, and it just gets onto the...
So what we might do in the next break, we might actually see if we can't go out the back and have a real good look around, but we'll do that when we get a moment down the path,
might even...
Because we've had a few problems tonight too, we're trying to make sure that we actually cover off what we can, where we can.
Might be able to go for a walk and terrorise the pit myself and fill you in with some good information about what they do after each race.
God, that sounds dangerous.
This is going to be a cracker between Mick Edlin and Dev. Big bang against the Yamaha cross-plane. Don't count out Hobbs in the yellow gate.
So let's have a quick look at our starting order for this one tonight. And I reckon this will be heat number...
Got a red light play. We've got a restart on heat 13. Mick Hedlund, Brenton Kerr out of red. Dev Gates, Megan Kane out of blue.
Chris Walker, Connor Curran out of the white, and Dean Hobbs and Daniel Lowe grab the last spot on the grid, which is the yellow on the extreme outside.
We've got a restart in this heat 13. This should be a good restart. I think they were just a bit unsettled there, so they've decided to pull them all back in.
Look, by all rights, Hedlund and Kerr should get a half-decent start out of this gate. And you can see he's picking in the line that they need to run in. That's the one that he's doing the work on. So we know which one they're coming out of.
Yeah, Mick Hedlund's definitely a hard charger out of any gate, no matter the position. This will be a good race. I think Mick Hedlund, he's going to come out of red and just hard charge all the way home, very fast. Tape's about to fly.
Watch him rocket out of this red. Look at that drive all the way to the corner.
Mick Hedlund up the inside, just good skills from Mick Hedlund. He'll just poke it around there. Just skills. Very fast. Now he's just going to check out.
Leaving second and third now to have the fight. And actually second, third and fourth. There's not a lot separating those three placings.
Dev Gates just trying to stick his nose in there. He's getting closer. Chris Walker and Connor Curran. We've got 3 bike wide action.
On the inside, the white couple fire through.
We've got Chris Walker leading now. Hobbs up the inside. He's got the speed and he just overshoots it. Chris Walker, very well ridden under pressure.
Walker and Curran, better of the cream, coming to the top now in second place.
Nick Hedlund just gone. He's in the dust and the wind. Just unbelievable pace. Great drag race for last placings. F. Gates, I think, failed. Hobbs dragged him to the finish line.
Hobbs and Law, I reckon, got it. We'll wait for official placings, but I reckon that's how it'll play out.
That was a drag race for 3rd and 4th. I think he got it. I think Hobbs got it for 3rd.
And you know what? That's the point he needed, probably. Well, it was either you grab a point or you go hungry for the night in that one.
That's right, yep. No, definitely a great ride by Mick Clayton there. Look, the speed he's got and the skill and just how fast he comes into the corner, and even his overall track speed is just very fast.
61.43, 61.43 your race time for that one. We're coming to heat 14 now. Event 18 on our card.
Mick Hedlund on 9 points, being he got excluded last heat for going in field. So he's on 9 points. You can't, again, when we talk about losing points, an exclusion is not only 3-2-1, it's no points. So that's crucial exclusion there. He just went in field on that last race and unfortunately got excluded.
As I said to you, Causey, I'm of the opinion that not everybody's going to get through on maximum points tonight, and if they do, it's a rarity, especially in a field as good as this and as tight as this. And we called it from the start.
Next heat, heat 14.
Let's have a look at 14 now. Coming out of the red, Chris Dess and Chris Basham. Warren Monson, Andrew Summerhays in the blue.
Brent Hedlund out of white, Daz Redstone. We got Matt and James Cromwell on the X-Cause machine on the outside. They're just getting to learn to know the bike, and it's a very nice, tidy bike. It was a fun bike to ride. They'll be back at the back end, but these front runners will be a good battle between Warren and Trent Hedlund. Tapes on the ready. Exciting part of the race is just waiting for the tapes to go.
And you know, that red gate is a great gate. Let's watch them. Looks like it's the pairing of Monson and Summerhays again out of the blue, making it look good.
Great start from Warren out of blue. Trent Hedlund there. This is going to be a battle for...
And we spoke about dropping a point.
Trent Hedlund up the inside. He's made it. He's passed him.
Potentially, as we said, dropping points tonight. I don't think anyone's going through a maximum, and that shows that Hedlund's grabbed one out of Monson and Summerhays.
That was a great pass from Trent Hedlund. He just had a tighter line coming out of that exit, and he just had to drive. Wasserby trying hard to throw everything at him.
You know, and sometimes, Causey, you've got to look at it and go, is that fight with the engine damage to at least drop a point, get to the final?
Trent Hedlund's definitely got that thing screaming at the moment. Great race for first and second. Oh, Trent Hedlund, he's ran wide. Wow, he nearly lost that. He nearly threw that away on that last corner.
But the history will dictate that he dn't. So he grabs 3. Monson and Summerhays for 2.
That was very close from positions 1 and 2.
Des grabs 3rd. And a 61.87, 61.87 your official race time for that one.
Trent Hedlund's very lucky there. Wazza sort of followed him out of that corner and went wide too. If Wazza had stuck a bit tighter and come out on that pole, he would have had a good shot up the inside, and he would have definitely took him there. They both caught themselves out coming in too hot, and it definitely could have definitely held a tighter line, and he would have had a good drive, and he would have had that win.
But as I said from the start, Causey, I don't believe a field this good goes through on a maximum for every ride. Someone's got to drop a point somewhere. And for Andrew Summerhays and, of course, Warren Monson in that one, unfortunately, they had to drop one. Mark Radford, Blake Hall's out of red. Brodie Cohen, Jesse Hedlund grabbed the blue.
Max Howes, Riley Commons out of white. Nathan Johnston, Liam Squire out of yellow. These young pairing from Broken Hill, they're just gaining. They're just each race they do.
Hey, I've got to be honest with you. They have the signs of being champions of the future. They really learn their craft and they're really going hard at it.
Yeah, and number 2 out by Vito, Triple M there behind us in third, and we own 35 years and older across the board by 10 laps of this track. Very good. Bradford and Halls are missing from
This is going to be a cracker.
So Bradford and Halls will be missing out of this one, Causey. We called it for 4 riders. I see only 3 out there, and I reckon they won't be in this one.
Look for Brodie Cohen, he's bloke from Townsville. He's come up here, he's travelled a long way. He starts off his campaign with the Aussie titles now being moved to Gilman, so he's here to get some laps in, and then he'll move on to Adelaide and he'll start doing some rides there. So he's definitely not here. He's definitely here for sheep stations. He's not here to just make up the numbers, and he's running a cross-plane engine now, so with the crankshaft altered to change the firing order, so it'll be a watch for him.
And I also think that he'd like to be able to say that he's taken that Gates memorial piece as well. Now, really important, especially first time out.
Be good to see how Howes goes against Cohen. Great battle here.
Tapes away, like you said it exactly from the start, Causey. It's all about Cohen in this one. As Cohen gets going, he leads them beautifully through the turn, mid into the dirt. Nice drive off turns 3 and 4, back across the start-finish line, opening the gap. Look at that. That's a better part of about 6 to 7 sidecar lengths. If you're going to close that gap up, you're going to be going fast.
Yeah, Brodie Cohen's definitely dialed his bike in now. He's definitely got good pace, and he's a lot smoother than he started. Look at that. He's right on the pole line. He's just coming out hard. He's going to try an apex out on the pole line. Defence it. That's it. Right on the pole line. Nice line. How's just there with him. He's just following him, just learning and watching. But Brodie Cohen very neat and tidy.
You know, sometimes in second you've got to work on the theory that maybe you can't catch him. So 2 points, and this is going to do the job for me.
Brodie Cohen for the first place gets a checkered flag. Well, that's a great race.
And look at the gap to third. You know, like admittedly they're learning still, but that shows the supremacy of these two teams.
Brodie Cohen for the win. Just a fabulous looking bike. Have a look at it. Great looking team. Great bloke, Brodie Cohen, too. I had a fair bit to do with him over the years. Me and him did a New Zealand tour. We rode over there for 3 weeks and stirred up all the Kiwis, and we raced at Burt Munro over there. And mate, the lands just time of my life over there with Brodie. We just rode well. We raced with Darren Trelaw, Warren Monson, and a few others, and unbelievable time. The picturesque of the country and the scenery over there was unreal. And just the racing over there was that the Kiwis loved us, so it was great.
A 62.06, 62.06 for that one. Let's look at the next heat. Heat 16 finds Shane Hudson and Adam Constable in this one in the red. Brenton Dwyer and Jamie Flood in the blue. Byron Gates and Eli Bock out of the white. And the yellow, we find Mitch Spear and Glenn Zaworski on the outside.
I'll tell you what, young Max House and Riley Commons have got a bit of points in their bag. They're sitting on 9 points. Brenton Dwyer with that black, smart-looking bike, just nice and shiny.
Well, there's the Gates machine coming out, grabbing some sponsorship out of Lindsay Transport. Penatook Autos and a number of others in their camp. The local group running in the white will be the furthest out in this group of 3.
What's for Shane Hudson out of red? Gatesy out of white. Mitchell Spears hasn't showed. Brenton Dwyer.
And Hudson grabbing some sponsorship out of Trelaw Race Engineering. So a name synonymous in sidecar racing.
3-horse race, here they go. Great start from Dwyer. Just on the outside of Hudson's going to push him out. Back down the back straight they go. Gatesy up the inside, claims second.
Tell you what, Gates has got the speed. Watch this. Watch this on the inside move.
Shane Hudson.
Gates has got the crosshairs on that number 1 position. Keep an eye on him. He's going to look for that inside pass over Hudson.
He's going to look for a gap. He's just going to chase him down there. There's 4 laps, so the race is long. Here he goes, up the inside. Great ride by Gatesy. Here it is. come together in turns 1 and 2.
Hudson returns fire. He's not done yet, but Gates has got the handle on it, and the crowd go nuts. They are for him, but watch Hudson.
Oh, Hudson's back up there. He overshot it, Hudson.
The deal's not done yet, Gauzy.
They're still fighting for 1 and 2. Gatesy, just the experience shown through there with Gatesy.
He's got his hands all over this one. Here comes the checkered flag, and it's Gates that grabs it to Hudson.
The crowd were pretty excited about that race. They got a bit of a cheer. That was very good action. That was fantastic to watch.
You know, Causey, that's the sort of racing we love watching. You know, it's fast and hard, but these guys, friends off the track, but on the track it's about points and who's got what.
And it was pretty fair. It was fair racing. There was no biffs and hard barges. It was good, clean racing, and that was fantastic.
Light contact is fine. That's rubbing, and that's racing, and we call it all the time, but that's exactly how it's played. Hard and solid knocks aren't about racing. It's about advantage. But in that one, it was a wonderful race to watch, Causey.
I think Gates' experience just shone through there. You know, Shane Hudson's he's had a 3-year break from racing. Very fast still. Can't take nothing away from him, but just Gates' experience is just shown through there.
Absolutely not, and it's exactly what we've found in the racing tonight.
Shane Hudson riding a Suzuki there too, so different motors. Shane Hudson on a Suzuki and Gatesy on the cross plane. So we've got the classics next.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crowd getting a bit more lively after that race. That was fantastic.
Let's have a look. Hollis and Wilcox out of red, out of the blue. Looks like it's Kemp and Johns. Then it looks like we've got Bowen and Glenn in the white. In the yellow, we find Chris and Hannah Holmes. And then it looks like it might be the pairing of, I reckon that's Rankin and Symes in green.
Looks like Glenn Hollis has taken red gate. Mark Bowen's out of blue.
Great to have ATPI sports events involved with us here this weekend as well. Awesome group to deal with. If there's anything you want to do about travel, these guys are the ones to do it. Oh, wow. That ain't going well.
Tape breakers here at the Classics are a bit eager to race. A bit like me repeating the start line lineup. Just a bit eager there, I think, there, John.
Or we've had a 43-year-old clutch cable fail, which wouldn't be the first time with Classics. But like I said, great to have ATPI sports events involved here this weekend. And also our naming rights sponsors, Gardenland Landscaping Supplies and Robinson Plumbing, who've been great local businesses to get behind Olympic Park Speedway. And again tonight for the running of our state championship title here for 2022.
Exposed Signage is another one. Signage and Apparel, they're a great sponsor. They sponsor the Dash for Cash and also the meetings as well.
And of course the Kumiela Memorial Sporting Club will not be the same without Kumiela Memorial Sporting Club, our naming rights sponsor for the season, Causey.
Good club over there, good food.
Hey, let me tell you how good it is. Kumiela Memorial Sporting Club, mate, have all sorts of things going on. They have a bistro that runs 7 days a week. They open for lunch from 12 till I think it's 3, and then again from 5:30 through till about 8:30 or 9:30 at night. 7 days a week. The bistro at the Kumiela Memorial Sporting Club.
We've got the officials here just fixing the tapes. We might try and just do a bit of a points recap for you guys. We have Mick Headland, Bretton Kerr. They're on 9 points after having one exclusion. Brody Cohen is on 11. Gatesy is on 7. Trent Headland is on 10. Shane Hudson's on 9. Max Howes and Riley Commons is on 9. Warren Monson is on 11. So we have 2 guys on 11 points. We got the top 4 guys, top five guys very close in the points at the moment. It's going to definitely come down to the last heat. Just waiting for the officials to redo the tapes. Just up here next to the VIP area. Linesy running it. We've got a few guys in there having a few wines.
I've got to be honest with you, when they first told me the Lions were going to run the VIP area, I actually shivered. But I've got to be honest with you as well, he's the most amazing host and the most consummate professional when it comes to hosting like that. And the crowd here love him. They really do. He's a hometown hero who went away, did well overseas, never forgot home, came home, and now makes home for everybody else that comes to visit the Speedway here in the VIP area. Couldn't think of a better guy.
Yeah, you definitely got to get in contact with the club, and if you want to watch Speedway, nothing better than a VIP. You get treated in luxury, great facilities, and it's really the best view of the venue.
We love looking after our sponsors, and who else to look after than Jason Lyons? What a great guy. Okay, let's look at our Classics. 4 to take part. One's obviously gone. Maybe it is a clutch cable.
Yeah, we got a clean start this time. These guys are all friends too, they're out there. Yeah, they race for sheep stations, but they also race for fun as well. Mark Bowen in the lead at the moment, followed by Chris Holmes and Hannah Holmes.
And that's a father-daughter combination. Hannah Holmes has done so much for the club over the years. She's an amazing person. Chris, probably one of the most talented guys I've seen on a bike. He rides anything from motocross, trials, sidecars. He rides nearly any form of motorsport on 2 wheels and throws his leg over it. He's probably not the fastest, but he's certainly not the slowest. A really good guy.
It's good to see. A lot of these old bikes are blowing a bit of white smoke out of them.
Ah, that's because they're just run in. Taken all about 47 years to run it in, Causey.
You have a red light. I'm not sure why.
I reckon they'll declare this one.
I think we got a bit of a part missing on one of the old girls. I think it's flying off the bike. I think.
Well, I reckon Causey they'll actually declare this one.
Here we go. I think, look,
what do we got? What do we got laying on the deck here?
We got missing parts everywhere. It looks like an exhaust. I think.
It's hot. Yeah, it's an exhaust. It's hot. That's gone.
Pick it up again. Pick it up again.
Is it heavy?
He's smart.
They just flick it.
The paper's going to catch on fire. Definitely part of the exhaust. I think looks like a bit of an elbow.
What do they say? If you can't feel the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Yeah, he definitely felt that heat. That one, didn't he?
I actually reckon it went better without it.
Looks like Harry Hollis's bike.
It is the Hollis bike. I still reckon it went better without it.
I reckon that's the tip, the collector of the exhaust at the end that comes out of the exhaust.
Still went better without it.
Looked pretty hot when he picked it up, didn't it? That was a dumb move.
See, personally, I would have kicked it.
Yeah.
Just paddle it across to the centre.
He was on camera too, you can't deny it. Great to see the classics. I love the classics. I used to race a Honda 750, one of Rexy Burns' twin to Harry Hollis's.
Now there's a blast from the past. Rexy Burns. I can remember when Rex Burns ran with Darryl Rolfe and those guys in the old days, back in the Stan Nemstis days. They were good times. Late 70s, early 80s.
What do we got now?
Chook chasers.
Motocross mayhem, guys. They should handicap Rowe back a bit, I think. He's got a bit of speed. They should handicap him, I think. I'd be trying to sabotage his bike, turn his fuel off when he's not looking.
Trouble is, he turn it on and still catch him, but that's okay.
Tape's at the ready. Popping Munos.
Guard to the front.
We got a rider down. Road to Gart. Great start. We've got the top 3 runners. Josh Knights, Rowan Tagart, and Ferguson.
Connor Adams in amongst them, riding in the field, a little further down, a little low, but take nothing away from Rowan Tagart front of the field, yet again doing the job.
He's just got, look at the speed he carries into the corner. Just impressive. Oh, that's impressive. He's popping Munos out of the corners.
The number 3 biker, Josh Knights, right behind him, or when I say right behind him, getting attacked.
Hey, that's impressive to pop a mono out of the corner.
The Knights has got Ferguson all over the back of the mudguard of the Yamaha. So the big question is, can he hold Ferguson off? Forget about trying to catch the guard, because that's all over.
Mate, I think they should definitely try and handicap him a little bit. That'd be a good, better race to watch him handicap, watch him come through the field.
Truth be known, Causey, Rowan Tagart will probably relish being handicapped to be able to show them that he's got the strength to pass them through. Anyhow.
Anna Holmes out there too, mixing it, number 68 on the Kawasaki. Just mixing it with the boys. She just loves racing, no matter what it is. She loves racing with her old man, and she's out there on a dirt bike. So super fit mum, Jack the little one. He was here annoying us before, I think.
Yeah, I think he was devouring a Milo ice cream. I think the only thing that even sounds like it's some sort of benefit to eat is the word Milo, but the rest of it goes downhill after that because, I mean, ice cream's not really good for you, I suppose.
I think he had more on his face than bloody in any way.
Hey, we're up for a Sunrise Ag track groom as we get ready at the end of this heat for the next heat to come up. And a big thank you to Sunrise Ag, of course, the local Kubota and agricultural supplier across the country, across the region here, and obviously dealers for the Kubota range of tractors. We'll see if we can't cross down to the pit area maybe and see if we can have a bit of a pit walk maybe. We'll see if we can't fire him up to go for a wander through and have a look at what happens down in the dark abyss of the pit area here with Causey at Olympic Park Speedway. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, down in the pit area, Causey and the guys have gone for a bit of a wander down there. This is the inner sanctum where all these bikes are all set up, ready to race. And you can see left and right, bikes being worked, covers off, and they're working through what they need to do in preparation for the next round, the next heat. Here is where they do simple tasks like refueling, doing simple things like making changes to chains and things, or greater things where there's engine adjustments and the like going on. Pretty relaxed in the camp here with the two orange bikes. That's the bikes of the
1-2 testing 1-2
of Monson, and of course the guys from Gates. Throw down to Causey.
Guys, we're just here in the pit lane. I'm just here at the Big Bang Racing. These two bikes, South Coast Customs, Dev Gates, Big Bang, Warren Monson over there. They're just doing a bit of strategy. Big Bang. These are the bikes I was trying to explain to you that fire 2 cylinders at once. We might be able to get a word with Wazza. Warren Monson. Big Bang. Run us through the Big Bangs.
Big Bangs are they're just a standard configuration engine, just with different cams in them, designed to open up the valves for 2 cylinders at the same time, so it fires 2 cylinders at the same time.
So where did you come up with the idea of that?
Look, it's not a new idea. People used to do it back in the 80s and that years ago. I think Steve Taylor might have done it. I've seen it at Wavell Showground in Adelaide, and it flew, and ever since then I've had that idea in my head of doing it, and so yeah, I've come up and done it.
So this is your spare bike. Dev Gates is riding it. You sold it to him. What goes through trying to run a Big Bang as far as mechanical wise goes?
It's a very volatile engine. It will break, and when it does break, it'll be in lots of pieces. I've got plenty of cases at home to prove that point, but so you got to do maintenance on them every 3 meetings. I replace stuff.
Yep. So it's the way the bikes are going, with the Big Bang fires 2 cylinders at once. A little bit similar to the new crossplane engines, but different in a way. Yours fires 2 cylinders at once. Their firing order is a little bit different, but their evolution in the way the bikes are going now, aren't they, compared to the FZRs in sidecar racing? In sidecar racing,
yes, they're the crossplane is one of the the most popular probably in the sport currently. So that's the way they're sort of going, and trying to get the bikes to drive and hook up with the dirt.
So what do the crossplanes do compared to the FZRs?
Well, they fire 1 cylinder every quarter of a turn, so they sort of get a full revolution of firing and then a full revolution of nothing. So that gives time for the back wheel to catch back up to the dirt again. Same as this. This will get 2 revolutions of 2 fires, but then it'll get 2 revolutions of nothing and nothing. So it gets a bit of a shake on the tyre and gets it to drive better.
So the idea of dirt is just get maximum drive, get as maximum drive of that tyre as you can, because you're pushing out. What are some horsepower you're pushing out in these?
These aren't overly powerful. I've had them pushing 200 horsepower at the back wheel, but these I've found that was just too much. So I've brought these back. These are about 180.
180 horsepower, 2 blokes, gladiators. Awesome. They look great. Good luck tonight. So you're on 7 Vic titles, is that correct?
That's correct.
So Clevey, he's on 8.
He's on 8.
Is that the most Vic titles?
I think that is the most of anyone of all time.
That's impressive, mate. 7 Vic titles. They're hard to get, aren't they?
They are hard to get, especially when competition like this comes here. It will be a hard night.
And we're definitely getting to the pointy end. We wish you luck and all the best, and good to see you on the podium at the end.
Thank you.
Shane Hudson, Chris Bass, Nick Heather and Mark Bradford. Gordon Gates, Brian Monson, Ben Breyer, Nathan Johnson, Chris Walker and Brian Gates. All up the front there, please.
Rightio, back to the track side, and again, thank you to Simon Cause and, of course, Warren Monson down there, having a great chat to our greater public out there to understand a little bit more of what happens in the inner sanctums of what is our pit area. And you can see this is the walk as they head back to the lineup zone. In front of where the camera is now is where our grids are lined up, and you can see this bike now of Monson is moving up. The full noise race guys bringing that up. And they'll grid up in this area before they get sent out onto the track proper. And 2 grids, as you can see, the better part of 8 bikes waiting to go out. And there, of course, is the bike of Nance General Engineering Wally's Bottle Yard sponsored machine. Let's have a look at our grid. Heat 17 sees Dean Hobbs and Daniel Lowe out of the red. Trent Headland, Daz Whetstone out of the blue. Mitch Spear and Glenn Zaworski out of the white. And Max Howes and Riley Commons out of the yellow. Well, let's have a quick look how many bikes we've got sitting out there. Certainly 2, 3 at the moment we can see. I'd say it's Spear and Zaworski probably not taking part in this one. So Howes, Commons, Headland and Co in second out of the blue. And Hobbs and Spear out of the red. Great start. One in field. But it's the blue of Headland and Whetstone, front of the field. Looking pretty damn good as they extend the lead over the remainder of the field. And they're looking really easy at taking 3 points out of this one. The yellow through is the pairing of Howes and Commons. A little further down the field as they hit the yellow, we find the red of Hobbs and Lowe. To take nothing away from Headland and Whetstone, front of the field. Of course, the checkered flag for Headland and Whetstone. Another great 3 points in the bank for them.
We should check the time on that. Wait for a confirmation of the time.
This will be a quick one.
It looked very super fast. Bit of a wave from Daz Whetstone. The boy's happy with that ride.
He is. Very, very happy indeed.
Motor was screaming. That was very good to watch.
I reckon it'll be just over the 60-second, probably into the early 61s. It would be my prediction on that.
I'm on my feet waiting for the time.
Official race time.
just haven't got a confirmation of that race time yet. Maybe they haven't. I think they're going to let it go. It must have been super fast. What do we got, John? Next heat.
Move on to 18 now. Heat 18 sees us look for the following riders. Heat 18 sees Shane Hudson, Constable, would be out of red. Chris Dess and Chris Basham out of the blue.
Mick Headland, Brenton Kerr out of white. Mark Radford, Blake Hall's out of yellow.
So Headland and Kerr out of white would probably be the ones to look for.
Yeah, look, Mick Headland's starting to finally dial in. He's super quick at the moment. Shane Hudson, he's riding very well too, so this will be a good battle between Mick Headland and Shane Hudson. 3-horse race. Elbows up. Tapes away. Great start by Mick Headland. Oh, they're bumper to bumper. Race down the back straight, Mick Headland. Look at the drive off that corner. Unbelievable drive off that corner.
As I said, Causey, the cream always rises, and there it is, Headland in the front.
Just super smooth. He's running a cross-plane engine. Just the sound of that, and he's just pulling away the torque, getting all that drive to the ground. Smooth line. Chris Stedge trailing behind. Just the line he's got, it's very smooth. Comes in.
Great consistency from Headland there.
And he knows he's fast, so he's got no pressure. You know, he knows it's in the bag, so he's just riding, just getting some laps, dialing in for the final.
And he's done so many laps here at Olympic Park, he really knows what he needs to set up to deliver results.
Yeah, they're a great team when they race. Brenton Kerr's been swinging for him for a few seasons now. Checkered flag to Mick Headland, great ride. Brenton Kerr, great young passenger too, and he's really picked up the craft. And I believe he's ridden a sidecar a couple of times, so you actually learn a lot more when you get on the handlebars from being a passenger. So,
mate, Brenton Kerr, I've got to tell you, because he's ridden a sidecar, he understands what the passenger needs to do to make it right. And having that perspective is something that not a lot of other passengers ever get the opportunity or have the want to do. He's done that. So he understands indirectly what Mick Headland wants. He knows what the next step is, and that's what makes that pairing so formidable in this form of racing.
Yeah, they call it an apprenticeship, John. You do your apprenticeship on the side as a passenger, and you have a few rides here and there, and you learn the craft as an apprentice.
Correct.
And then one day you get your own bike, like I did. I swung for a lot of years passenger, and then decided to get my own bike. Rode that, and then I upgraded to a faster bike, and then I've since sold that. Maybe looking at getting a new cross-plane, just see how it goes. I thought I'd take a year off this year from COVID. We'll just see how it goes. I might be back.
But it's incredibly valuable to understand those two aspects, because you are a team, and it's almost like the good teams are the ones that almost can mind read what the other guy needs or wants.
You can't ride it without a passenger, and believe it or not, you know, a passenger falls off and they ride around, and yeah, they get around, but they just don't have the speed that the passenger's weight over that back wheel just drives that machine, and that's what you need, you know. And you do, like you said before, you want to be in sync. You want to almost read your rider's mind, it's called gelling as a passenger and rider. And when your new combination comes together, they can either gel straight away, or it can take them a while to gel.
Quite interesting to watch just there then with Andrew Summerhays. Believe it or not, he was picking a virgin line. He wasn't looking for a trench. He was looking for a surface area to ride from.
Yeah,
that's very interesting.
So he's out of white, which is, it's the water line, so it's the roller, so it's the hardest line. Now Brodie's out of red. The water sits down there, and it's normally a bit more drive in there. So this will be interesting to see who gets the gate. Tapes away. Brodie Cohen's got a good gate out of red. Here they come, 3 wide. Brent Dwyer on the inside.
I reckon he's going to drop another placing. Look at this.
Mate, Bono from Cohen. Woz's in 3rd place. Brodie Cohen in front, nice clean line. He's right on that pole line.
I don't think it's looking so good for Warren Monson at the moment, because he has to get past 2nd place to even look like the heading for 1st.
Here he comes, Woz. It's just picking him off. He's got up the inside of Brenton. Well ride, Wozza. He's on the pole line. Here he comes chasing for 1st.
The torque of that engine drove it through. It knew what it needed. But to tell you what, to peg back Cohen now, this is a big ask.
Yeah, I don't think Brodie's aware of what's going on behind him, but Waz's coming. He's on the charge.
If I
Can
was-
he make it?
If I was Cohen, it'd be head down and keep going. And he comes out of 3 and 4 now, setting sail for the finish. He's got it in the...
Oh, Waz's Brody's. Oh, we have a passenger down. He's back on his feet, which is great to see. That was... Brody Cohen just got locked up there, and Wazza had nowhere to go.
That's Summer Haze off.
He's back on his feet, which is great. Reese there just checking if he's okay.
Summer Haze, this is a bit of a blow to this team because as a pairing they are good together, but if he is hurt at any stage that's going to hinder him, that could well be an identical team there with him.
He's back on his feet, which is a great sign. We've got a red light on, so Brody Cohen's been excluded for that. That was, wow, that was,
Mate,
I shouldn't say exciting, but it was. No one's hurt, thank God. Summer's back on the bike. Look at the sheer determination. Looks like so they've got a red light on. I'm not sure. They may have declared that race.
Well, they will have to declare the race, Causey.
Yes,
You can see the steward up there, which is, of course, Gavin Sedgman tonight controlling the event. He'll make the determination on this. He'll provide us with the details. We'll have them shortly.
So that very lucky crash, that looked nasty.
It did.
But we both held our breaths there, and it's Summer Hayes, great to see him just straight back onto his feet.
Trust me, you would know better than anyone, Causey. You lick your wounds in the pits.
Yeah, it's a pride thing. I always try to jump straight on my feet, just because your family's watching, and I always try to get up as quick as I could. And even though how hurt you were, you just tried to get up because your family's watching, and that, they just want to see that you're safe.
We move on to 18 now. Sees Shane Hudson and Adam Constable as the pairing to come out of red. Chris Dess and Chris Basham. Causey out of the blue.
Nick Headland, Brenton Kerr out of white. Mark Radford out of yellow.
So history tells us that Hudson and Constable
Sorry, guys, heat 20.
red straight away on the action, Causey.
Red light. We might just show that heat 20 it is.
Let's get a real read on that one. So heat 20 sees Nathan Johnson, Liam Squire out of the red, Chris Walker, Connor Curran out of the blue.
Damien Niche, unfortunately, couldn't make it over, so he's had a withdrawal. Byron Gates and Eli Block out of yellow gate. New pairing, Eli Block and Byron Gates. Nicky O's taking a season off due to injury, and Eli Block used to swing for Aidan Pearce, which is
correct.
Since sold his bike, and not sure what Aidan's doing, but I'm sure he'll be back at some stage. But they're going really well. They're gelling together, and local heroes. Gates has been around for a long time.
It almost takes a good 12 months or a season at least to gel. These guys aren't doing a bad job so early in the piece, Causey.
Watch for Gatesy out of yellow. Chris Walker, Connor Curran, really fast out of the gate as well. Nathan Johnson, Liam Squire. Just watch for Gatesy out of yellow gates. Look at him, he's ready to go. Elbows up, he's race ready.
Tapes away, great start for Gates on the outside as he comes down over the top of them. I reckon he's got the speed to carry it through. And there you have it, your lead rider, or pairing at the moment, is that of Gates.
Again, great ride out of yellow gate. Just experience, great launch, great outside pass.
Outstanding ride is what I would say.
He's definitely dialed in now. He's got a good line. Gatesy just smooth, fast, nice line, mid-track. Good drive off the back. Good line, nice, tight, neat and tidy. One to go. Gatesy approaching the last corner. Great ride by Gatesy.
Walker and Curran in the yellow behind them.
Starting to get to the pointy end of the evening now. These boys want to start really dialing their bikes in and keep neat and tidy. Well done, Gatesy, for the win.
Good ride to Gates and Bock, who grabbed the points in that one. And deservedly so as well. We see them circuit now heading back to the pit area. A 62.47, 62.47 is your official race time for that one tonight, Causey.
Not a real fast time, but still the track conditions is allowing them to get them times. But yeah, just a little bit slower, but still raceable.
Great footage coming out of our webcast tonight. Big thank you to Simon and all the camera operators out and about here tonight, canvassing all of the detail, all of the action and the colour of what is our 2022 Victorian Sidecar Championship tonight, proudly brought to us by the team at Robinson Plumbing and Gardenland Nursery Supplies.
We've got the classics now. Let's see what Kempy rides out on. I just spoke to Horry Hollis in the pits in pit lane, and what happened there, Horry, with your bike? He goes, oh, the exhaust tip fell off. Yeah, we seen the bloke try and pick it up. They had a bit of a laugh. What bike's Kempy on there, John?
Let's just get a little bit closer to where he is.
On the
It's a Jap, I think, at the moment. Yeah, that is the Jap.
He's on the Jap. Listen to that crackle of it.
Big V twin. You know what? I'll tell you something, Causey. The piston sizes in those pots were as big as your head when you were a baby. All right, there you go. They are
I've got a
monstrous.
pretty big head.
Well, put it this way.
I get a big head.
Mate, I can clutch my fist and I cannot touch the sides of the pot. That's
Really?
how big those
How
pots
big
are. They are huge. And I reckon he would
hear
be
that just crackle on the as it's crackling.
And you know, I would think he has in Broken Hill stashed away probably half of the world's supply of those old English iron parts. If anyone ever wanted one, he'd have it. It's whether he'd part with it. And I reckon he's got enough stuff to run for the next probably 50 years, I reckon.
So we got Mark. Hang on. He's out in the yellow helmet colour. Mark Bowen's on a Brian Gathercole machine, running the Suzuki. Got a bit of an army memorabilia on it, lest we forget that. No, Brian Gathercole.
Oh, very patriotic guy.
He was in the army many years ago, and he's got a lot of classics out there in his shed.
He's a very patriotic guy.
Yeah.
And you know, it's guys like him that actually forged the way for this country to be as free as what it is, mate. So we owe a lot to guys like him. Well, as history predicts, Kempy to the front, or thereabouts.
Horry's hit the lead on the 750.
Kempy running third at the moment, but he'll look for the front.
Horry would be getting excited in the lead. Here comes Holmesy up the inside. Oh, we got a bit of a biff and a bath.
Well, the Dad's Army race team lead now.
Here comes the Jap too, sticking he wants a bit of the action too.
Here comes Kempy to do the damage.
Holmesy and Hannah away.
One to go for Horry. This is a hold your breath moment if there ever was one.
Here Kempy's come through on the inside. Great ride by Holmesy.
You're right. Hollis grabs the win.
Jagger flag at the ready.
From Kemp from Broken Hill.
You walk past these guys in the pit, and they just got all smiles on their faces. They just love riding these bikes. Father and daughter combination there. Chris Holmes and Hannah Holmes. Great ride by the guys. They would be loving that.
Hence the camo. That's the Dad's Army theme to these guys. Have been that forever. Kempy with the COVID screen.
Got a bit of dirt on it there. You wouldn't be happy about that. Few
Probably-
germs on it.
Probably more about catching the dirt than anything else. But anyhow, he's enjoying his racing. The guy on the gate there that's having a drink, that's actually Cameron Wright, who was a solo rider in his day. Still here as part of the club helping out.
Classics to round out the round.
There he is. Great for Simon to scoot in on some of these guys. It's funny, they're part of the event here for over the years, but they continue on other roles within the organisation. Look at the crowd sitting around the outside edge there. Amazing to have them here this weekend to watch the racing here at Olympic Park. We'll scan in and have a little bit of a look at the rest of the crowd here shortly. There we go. Look at this. This is on the hill leading down behind or in front of the pit area, heading back towards the start-finish line. 4 or 5 deep all the way through. Really good to have a great crowd down here this weekend for racing. Of course, our racing here this weekend brought to you proudly by the team at Robinson Plumbing and the team at Gardenland Nursery Supplies. Thank you so much for your involvement. And Motocross Mayhem is the next event on the card as they all get away cleanly. Rowan Taggart, front of the field. This time it looks very much like Adam Ferguson that got the better of the jump. Great battle between Ferguson and Knights by the look of it. Knights got the upper hand, Ferguson on the chase. Ferguson grabs the inside line and gets past Knights. A little further down, Connor Adams. Taggart looking good as he winds out of turn 4 on the back wheel. The remainder of the field with Adams, Reddy, Twist, Earnhardt and Glenn all in that order on the way through. Grab the checkered flag. Causey, another Motocross Mayhem done and run.
Yeah, John, I was just going through the scorecard. I can give you an update. It's getting down to the wire with this score. I can't believe how close these points are.
So the question I'll ask you first, is there anybody on a maximum?
No.
Told you that would happen,
no one
didn't
on a
I?
maximum. So that last race at Warren Monson threw his maximum off.
Did I not tell you that? At the start of the night, I told you no one would finish on a maximum. But that's great for the crowd to watch because now it's about the fight for the run for home.
So we have on top Warren Monson, Andrew Summerhays on 14 points, followed by Trent Headland, Daz Whetstone on 13, followed by Mick Headland and Brennan Kerrs on 12, followed by Max House and Riley Commons on 11. So they'll go into the semi as top point scorers. So your top 3 straight into the final, if my scores are correct. Warren Monson, Andrew Summerhays on 14, Trent Headland, Daz Whetstone on 13, Mick Headland, Brenton Kerr on 12. That's your top 3. Now goes down to Max Howes on 11, Shane Hudson on 10, followed by Brenton Dwyer on 9, Brody Cohen on 9, Gatesy on 10. So, interesting with these scores, guys. It's going to be maybe a runoff between or a comeback between Shane Hudson and Brody Cohen. These guys will be going out to look at their gates, and while the track grooming, they'll be sort of strategically trying to pick their gates. And I think we're going to go to an ad now. We'll be back. Finals.
So this gate now only sees B final and A final. If you're not in any of those, you ain't seeing the rest of the night.
This is where the racing starts. So as it stands now, we have Howes and Commons out of red, Shane Hudson out of blue, Gates and Eli Block out of white, and Brody Cohen and Jesse Headland out of yellow.
So to make it clear, Causey, 4 teams enter this ride. One only goes through to meet the 3 that are already in the A final.
1 through to the final.
Who out of these 4 makes the grade? You only have to get into this one to get through. But here's the clincher. you've got to then deliver another 4 laps as hard as you possibly can to win the A final. Not impossible, very hard to do.
So the key about the semi is you've got to race back into that pitch and get your bike ready for the final. You don't have a lot of time, so it's
correct.
It's very hard. It's a hard slog to come from a semi and to win the final. But it can happen, and who knows, it could happen tonight. But as it stands, the semi's here. Jesse Hedlund just looking to get some guarding. We've got a fresh track for the semi. I'm excited,
mate. As good as it's going to get. And you know what? Sometimes you see racing that's probably better than the final in this one. You basically have to ride 2 finals in one. It's a tough ask. It's a tough gig.
The guys,
those that are in the 3 at the front did it because they grabbed enough points through the night. They earned their berth. These guys have to now work to earn a place.
And this is where you start seeing the cream rise to the top. This is where the 1%ers, where they just keep their head focused. People like Brody Cohen, this is where he steps up.
Or the guys that missed something tonight, that had a bit of misfortune, to now correct it.
Here we go, Young Housen Commons. Gates at the ready. Gates have gone. Great gate by Shane Hudson out of blue. Here comes Brody Cohen out of yellow. Up the inside. Last to second. He'll chase down Hudson.
Cohen's the danger man. Cohen is the danger man. Look at this.
Cohen from yellow gate.
He set sail under Hudson. Hudson's not done.
He's not given up yet. Brody Cohen drags him down the back straight. Here comes Hudson. Brody Cohen running a real defensive line there. Shane just overrunning that. Brody Cohen.
Protect at all cost is what Cohen is doing. Protect at all cost. Hudson's a danger.
Like I said, Brody Cohen, he's just at 1%, keeps the level head. Now he's just going to ride defensive and just smooth. Look at him go. Brody Cohen from Townsville. Last lap.
Great ride so far. Causey, take us to the finish.
Mate, Brody Cohen, last lap. He would be pumped out of yellow gate to come through for the win. He's got that crossplane motoring and the checkered flag. Brody Cohen, semi-final winner. What a first lap.
Well, Cohen started behind Hudson, but it didn't deter him. He waited till his turn was there to take.
The boys are excited. He didn't get a great start, so he just looked for the cutback, come down from last to second, picked Shane Hudson up for first, and he just held a smooth line, and he just got the checkered flag. Great ride by the boys.
And the beauty of this was that he wasn't upset by the fact that he missed the gate. What he did is he didn't get as good a start. He waited till his turn, then he passed and consolidated. That's how you get the last ticket in the last dance tonight.
Very smart move. And don't count him out. Fair chance he'll be out of yellow again. So he's familiar with the yellow gate. Don't discontinue him from winning and pulling it out of the bag again. That was a great... He'll be going into the final with massive confidence.
You know, he doesn't care about the fact that he's probably going to get the last gate. He's got a gate in it. All right? That's what he was after.
He'll go into the pits now and quickly get that bike ready for the final. They'll change it, put a new tyre on, new edge, let the bike cool down a bit, and just get some hydrates and try and take as long as they can.
Well, if I know Brody Cohen, he and his passenger will tone down a touch. They'll cool off. They'll prepare as solidly as they can to go in. They won't be dancing around like they've got ants in their pants. They'll be waiting patiently for the next wave to come through. And trust me, the moment they go through that gate, the demeanour changes.
100%. They won't be celebrating that. They'll be just focusing on the final. So these top finalists now, they come here for one race, and that's the race of the night. It's the final.
Mate, they have a job to do. They know what they've got to do. It's how they now deliver it.
That's correct. They're here. Their job is to win the final. One race, get to the one race, the end of the night, and win the final.
You know it as a competitor better than anybody, Causey, what it's about. You've got to deliver in the last dance.
2022 Victorian title is shaping up to be a cracker.
Well, we said that from the start. We said no one would go through on a maximum. We said that it'd be the greatest dance in the place tonight, and it will be.
Oh, big action in the classics.
No
big
red
wheel
light,
stand.
No red lights, so just keep on keeping on Burger Paints.
Getting late in the night. I think they want to get them out enough. Kempy in the lead. So it's shaping up. Let's get back to the main action with the points. So Brody Cohen have a fair chance of having yellow gate, I'd assume.
Well, I don't know. I'm tipping, if anything, it's probably going to be a white. And I'll tell you why, because yellow has had a number of wins tonight. And I think somebody in that cascading group will take that yellow. If I've got a prediction for you, let's see how close I am to it. I think he'll end up with a white gate. There you go.
Righto, predictions in. So Warren Monson is some of those top point scorers. I'm tipping they'll go red. Red's the safest option. That's why you work hard through the heats to get
I
red
reckon
gate.
your next best will be probably blue. I think the next best will be yellow. And I reckon the white will be left for the fourth place.
Trent Headland, now he's a wild card. He could pick yellow. So your prediction may be correct. I'm tipping he'll, if he goes blue, would be a smart option.
If he can't take blue, it'll be yellow.
Blue or yellow?
And I reckon
I'm going with blue.
I reckon that Cohen getting into the final will get the white. There you go.
So we got Wazza for red. These are our predictions. We don't know for sure yet. Warren Monson out of red. Trent Headland out of blue. Mick Headland will be out of white. Brody Cohen out of yellow. Now these are our predictions. These guys will be in the pits now picking their gates.
I'm
for the
tipping
officials.
Cohen out of white.
Righto.
We'll
So
see
who you
what
tipping?
comes.
Who you tipping for the win? 2022 Victorian Championship on the line. Bradshaw Memorial Trophy.
I think, personally, Monson's got the goods. Okay? He delivers every time, but that will be totally dependent upon how good which gate out there delivers the best start. Okay? I'm not tipping that yellow's the worst gate. I think that white is the one that will be the left gate for Cohen. I think Monson will probably grab the red, but we'll see.
Very, very. I can't choose.
Well, I've done it.
I'd love to see Brody Cohen come out of yellow and do that again. Cut back, let all the boys in front push and shove each other, and he just come back with a cutback. He's got the speed.
So as a competitor, Causey, I'm going to ask you this. If you were in that final tonight, would you let Brody Cohen have a yellow?
Look.
Would you?
You know, red, blue, they're the best gates. So I'm not sure. It's the pointy end. It's you can't discontinue anyone out of any gate.
But
so
all I can say is that we are set for a cracker final. We are set for a cracker final.
We've got the mayhems to give a bit of time to Brody Cohen to just fine tune, let his bike cool down, do some adjustments to the bike, and away they go. So they haven't handicapped Rowan Taggart yet. They should. Rowan Taggart, great start. Josh Knight's there too. They're so loud, these motocrossers, aren't they?
Funny thing is, though, they all seem to get on the gas at the right time or the same point, which sounds like a herd of bumblebees blowing through the joint.
Josh Knights is actually challenging Rowan here. He's poking it up the inside of him. He's going to challenge him here.
I'll tell you what, he is within striking distance. Here we go.
He's like a cobra just waiting to strike. He's there.
What do they say, Causey? The bike in front has least to wash.
You just see these guys, they're going full noise through the gears and then they're clicking them back down a couple to throw it into the corner. Using the engine to engine brake to break them down and then bang, they're back on the gas, away they go again. Just look at the style on Rowan Taggart. Impressive.
And that comes from years of honing your craft out there. I reckon this time they'll grab a yellow. Let's have a look.
Honestly, I think I'd be hanging out of the air fence if that was me out there.
Extra couple of laps in the final for these guys tonight. Starting to lap the field, Rowan Taggart. Picking up the slower paced riders now. And it's not something that deters him. He's quite comfortable doing that. Taggart setting sail down the back straight again.
Bit of a wobble there. Would have been good to see them handicap, Rowan. That would have been good.
Still no yellow flag. One more to travel at least for these guys. But there's a yellow now, Causey.
Checker flags at the ready.
And Taggart on the back wheel signifies the end of the Motocross Mayhem events here tonight, here at Olympic Park, with a win. Greets the checkered flag. Reese Farr with the dual checkered flag salute for the final tonight.
Former passenger of mine. I still haven't decided my prediction.
Come on, Causey.
I have to pick one.
I've given you mine.
Yeah, was it? Victorian Championship on the line. Checkered flag for Rowan Taggart. The Bradshaw family will be out there in...
So it's a Headland. It's a Monson. Who else we got?
Trent Hedlund.
Cohen.
Trent Hedlund and Cohen. These blokes would have picked their gates by now in the finals. They would have decided what they want, so they'll be just getting ready. They won't be far out.
Well, that's the thing too. Most of them have known what gate has delivered best tonight. They've tried them all. They know in their mind what it is they probably want to choose. It's a matter of looking at the gate to find out. Here's Headland now.
Mick Headland.
with
Looks like
Brenton
he's got
Kerr.
a blue gate. Mick Headland's picked a blue gate by the looks of that, by the helmet colours.
Well, the helmet colours are white by the look of that.
They are. They look blue. They look blue.
Oh, they're white.
They're white.
Interestingly enough, let's have a look to
They
see
are
if
white.
that's
They
what
look
they're
blue
going to
to
go
me.
with. Yeah, well.
Brent Headland.
There you go.
Red. Brent Headland, Brenton Kerr to red. So what's Warren
So
Monson
that means
picked?
Monson probably picked yellow.
Wow.
Blue. So Cohen gets
It's pretty
the yellow.
ruddy. Look at Trent. Look at that. That's pretty ruddy down red. Probably would have deterred Monson. Look how they're deep ruts. It's hard to look how many ruts there. All of them are deep. Hard to get a good gate out of them. So Waz's probably looked at them and went, "I'll be more comfortable with blue."
So at this stage, it looks like the blue will go the way of Monson and Summerhays. Headland and Kerr in the white. Cohen and Co will come out of yellow.
Victorian Championship trophy on the line. Can Wazza make it 8 to match Clevey? That's your prediction. I haven't predicted yet. I'm going to go with Brody Cohen for the wild card out of yellow.
Good on you.
He's
And you know
definitely
what?
there. He's got the speed.
And you know what, Causey, that yellow gate has delivered a number of wins tonight too. So you could well have picked the right number.
Well, time will tell.
Yeah,
These
it
guys
can
will be really trying to just zone in, zone everything out, and just focus on.
And you know,
start.
hats off to Cohen, who's made it into the final from the B final. Big ride, big ask to get into the final. And there's the bike we were looking at for Cohen to get into the final. And he grabs the yellow. And that's no mean feat. That is a great gate at the moment too. So it's all to deliver here tonight.
Yeah, Brody Cohen struggles on these smaller tracks. He likes the big, wide open tracks where he can hold it flat and just hang off and just send it flying, where these small technical tracks, don't take anything wrong from him. He still gets there and he's at the pointy end, but it takes him a little bit more to dial in, and he's, don't be surprised if he's there at the end.
Hey, great to have you here with our broadcast tonight from Olympic Park Speedway for the 2022 Victorian Sidecar Championships, proudly brought to you by the team at Robinson's Plumbing here in Mildura, and the team also at Gardenland Nursery Supplies. And it's been an awesome night tonight. Simon and the guys have worked through a number of adversities here with our broadcast this evening, but they're doing the best they can to bring you what is the best of sidecar racing. Here's our girls as we go through. The red, obviously, of Paige. The white, or rather the blue of Jess. The white of Jasmine. Ebony's our yellow girl tonight, and our Kumi girl is Paige as well. There she is. She's enjoying her night tonight, I would say. Causey?
She's got a lovely smile. She had a smile all night. She loves the racing. Here we go, guys.
But it's all come down to this.
Let's go racing. Bikes are fired up. They're getting ready.
Well, there's the white of Headland and Kerr. They are ready to do battle. They'll hold for a moment until the others come forward, and then they'll all group up together. Typically, it's Headland and Kerr that come to the tapes first, and they set the time for everybody else to pull up, and as we've predicted, that's exactly what's going to happen. They're the first to the tapes.
What a great lineup for the Victorian final title.
And if you remember, this was the gate that Warren Monson looked for that had the new turf to run off of, so Headland looking for exactly that. Monson and Summerhays. Andy Summerhays, after that big spill earlier, does not look affected at all. He looks good.
This is all about the gate, John. You want to get out and rock it. You don't want to mono. You don't want to wheel stand. You want to rock it out. Good launch out and rock it to that first corner. You want to be first to that first corner. Get in clean air and just jet away. Hopefully behind them there's a bit of...
If it's going to lift, let it lift an inch or two, but let it drive.
Yes.
Let it drive to the corner.
If you're going up, you're not going forward. So
Correct.
these
Drive
guys
to the corner.
These guys will just want to get out and rock it. Here we go, guys. Tapes at the ready.
Well, Causey, go with it, mate. Go with it.
Tapes away. Who's got the gate? Warren Monson out of blue gate. Mick Headland ran the outside, too wide. Warren Monson down the back straight. Great bide by Warren Monson. We've got a battle for second and third.
And fourth. Fourth coming in underneath.
Bit of action between third and fourth. Brody Cohen's just give Trent Headland a bit of a budge. Warren Monson.
Monson high, exiting the corner, leaving a little bit of ground to lose to Headland and Kerr, but it's Monson and Summerhays still commanding this one tonight.
Mick Headland's gaining on him. Boz has really got to start riding a bit sharp, a bit more defensive. One lap to go.
We talked about it earlier. Will it be 8 for Warren Monson, or will it be Brenton Kerr along with Mick Headland on the wheel to actually take it away from them?
Warren Monson, here he comes for the checkered flag. Your winner. Mick Headland there. Can't make it. Warren Monson, your 2022 Victorian champion. What a unbelievable achievement. 8 Victorian titles. Oh, good camaraderie there between Warren Monson and Mick Headland. I've just had a I told you so moment. John's picked the winner. I didn't realise you did.
Mate.
I forgot who you picked.
Mate,
well done, mate. Good prediction.
It was pretty open that Warren Monson kind of knows what's in front of him here. But you know what? Hard to pick in a field like this. These guys are so solid. I mean, look at the ride for Cohen. Cohen came out of the B final. He had to ride almost a final to get his backside in here for the final. And he did an amazing job.
He'd be stoked with Brody. First ride for the season down this way. But Warren Monson, Andrew Summerhays, your Victorian champions. And you know what, though? They were pretty close. Was a good fan of the Bradshaws, and he'll be stoked to win the Bradshaw Trophy as well as a good memorabilia to Wayne. He's good friends with the Bradshaw. He's known Wayne,
correct.
Jason, all of them very well. So,
and you know, without being facetious to anybody here, it's kind of nice for me to see a local guy win a trophy named after a local guy who's invested so much. This guy, I would say, is an equal in the sport to what the Gates family and or Wayne Bradshaw was. This is a penultimate victory for these guys to have their name on the trophy first up. Take nothing away from the rest of the field, but that's kind of a fairy tale ending for me.
Definitely.
8 now gives him that number that equals. I think he can go one better.
Be interesting to see how many more speedway seasons he's got in him. Wazzer, he's on the talk of sort of had enough and maybe hinting retirement. He hasn't fully said he is, but it would be, I don't know, it'd be good to see him go one more. We'll just have to wait and see next season.
You know, I reckon this is almost a Hamilton moment, you know, where no one heard from Lewis Hamilton until about a week ago, and he said, I'm coming back, and he's also said, watch out when I come back, all right? I think these guys will look at it and go, you know what, we've got 8, we're coming back for one more.
Massive support from Marg and Ray Taggart. They follow Monson everywhere. Great.
Ray Taggart, an amazing mind. He's the guy that's helped, obviously, Rowan Taggart through. You can see what he's done with that kid, and he's doing the same here. You know, great support. He and Marg certainly looking after, and the Monson family. The Monson family behind Warren looking after them as well. You know, I mean, we've had a pretty awesome night here tonight, Causey.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. You know, we've had some massive technical issues, which was disappointing, but hopefully, you know, you guys will be able to get to watch it, and you can sit back tomorrow on a Sunday and have a few beers and watch it. But look, it's been a good night. We had a good crowd. VIPs enjoyed it. It was, it's anybody's game at the end, so it was good. Just getting the presentation sorted, but great ride.
So they're getting ready to hand out the chocolates shortly, which is all of the goodies for what's occurred throughout the night tonight. But I got to be honest with you, I've had an amazing night tonight. I really have. I've watched some awesome racing. It's been awesome working with you, Causey. It really has been, because it's a great sport, and I think there's nothing more than being able to deliver to the wider audience, the majority of who've seen this before. But if you're a first-time tuner in to actually watch what's going on, I can say a couple of things to you. I hope you've enjoyed the night and the commentary and all of the action that's come to you tonight and all of the work that Simon's put in. I hope you get to come to Olympic Park at some stage and actually watch some of this live, because it's a great atmosphere. And if you haven't visited Mildura, here in the top half of Victoria, you need to come and visit us and be part of the action here and be part of that awesome motorsport buzz that we have in this region, Causey. I can't say it enough. You're welcome here anytime.
Sums it up. Great venue. Love Mildura, but I've had a great time tonight. Some great racing. Really enjoyed it. It's my passion. I love the sidecars. So, awesome time. Thanks very much.
Mate, we'll throw to Brendan Gledhill now to do the presentations. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you've had a great night. We'll talk to you again at some stage. And remember, Speedway is a great sport. It just needs the support.
Can we call up fourth place for the night, please, ladies and gentlemen? Trent Headland and Daz Whetstone, please. And ladies and gentlemen, to present the trophies to Trent and to Daz, that's Elsie and Elliot. Shake hands, kids. That's lovely, thank you. So fourth place there, third place tonight, Brody Cohen and Jess Headland. And to present the trophies, Elsie and Elliot. Hollywood. Well, Trent, a bit tough in that first turn there and down the back straight away, but you've still made the final, and that's a good hit out for you guys, ready for Adelaide.
Still retired, I think. Look, we had a really good night. We're just going out having some fun, pulling some laps, bike's running good. Just got a different mindset, you know. You just want to go out and have some fun and promote the sport and just enjoy riding. That's what we're here for.
On your Trent, thanks mate, and thanks Daz for your entertainment too, buddy.
I enjoyed coming back, so I'm just going to retirement, so I can work a bit of fitness and then roll back up there and
And Brody, a big trip for you guys again, but another good showing here at Olympic Park, mate.
Yeah, mate, I love coming here. The crowd's great, the club's great, the racing's great. You get to race all the fast boys. It's like an NRL state of origin down here. It's awesome, I love it. But we had a bit of a mixed night, but that bike we jumped on then was our first ride on it, and it seems like it's going to be a rocket, but it was kind of like a busted bump. But once we fix that up, it should be fast, I hope.
Have you enjoyed the ride too, Jeff?
Yeah, I always enjoy the ride with Bro. Yeah, he's put on an awesome clinic tonight, and got all the best in Australia here, so it's good to see what we can do against someone.
That's good, mate. Thank you very much. Now to the second place for the night, Vic Headland and Brenton Kerr. Brenton, not quite there tonight. Elliot just said good job on the track, so that's great. Mick, are thrilled to see Wayne's grandkids do the presentation for tonight, and as we know, it's a unique situation.
Yeah, it's a good loss, you know. It's really sad when we lose the members of the Spillway fraternity, and he was a great guy, great family. And yeah, just sadly missed, but yeah, just tonight, you know, say everybody raced well, I thought. The track was great, and thanks to the club. Brendan did a great job, and crew and the crew, they absolutely fantastic in the pits. And yeah, well done, Walter and Andrew.
Thanks, mate. Kerry, your preparation of the track as well, it's valued what you do, and you're the organising man for sidecars, so thanks for the great job that you do for the club too, mate.
No, that's all right. I try and take some pride in it. I'm happy it turned out right tonight, so that's good. And, hopefully we can get a good feel for the next meeting on the 13th of March and yeah, send the season off with a good one.
Lovely, lovely, Brendan. Let us now welcome for the 8th time the Victorian champions Andrew Summerhays and Warren Monson. Well, congratulations, was number 8 for you. How many is it for you, Andrew? 5? 4. And now we want you to with these boys. Okay, that's the girl. There was congratulations on a great job tonight, mate. You were pretty quick out of that gate that time.
Yeah, it all comes down to the final and what gate you get and how good the gate is when you get it. So I had a good launch and it worked for me.
And Brent and Andrew, like Kerry, you spent a lot of time down here with Ryan Sedgman getting a damn good track together, so congratulations, and also your 4th Victorian Championship, well done.
Yeah, cheers, but I'm not going to take the credit for the track tonight. I actually had nothing to do. This is Brenton's first track for the sidecars, and he's done a good job. He brought Dirty out here and a little time for the racing, so it's good. Everybody's happy. I got ran over, but I'm pretty happy with the result. I want to dedicate this race to me to Wayne Bradshaw, the Bradshaw family. You know, he's a great guy, so he's always been good to us. So, yeah, dedicate the race to him.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's the Bradshaw Memorial Trophy coming out now to 1st and 2nd. Boys. And here's the individual trophy as well, the Dudley Bradshaw Memorial Trophy. And thanks so much everybody for allowing us to do that nice tribute to Wayne at the start of the night. And what about a special thanks for Elsie and Elliot Cock for doing the presentation on behalf of their granddad and their great-granddad. That's lovely. We've got the Sidecar Spectacular as our final meeting for the season, ladies and gentlemen, so we do hope you come and enjoy us, enjoy our company on that night, 2nd weekend in March, and we look forward to having you there. Thanks for being a great crowd tonight. You've certainly participated very well, and we've enjoyed having you all with us. To the members of the Bradshaw family, thank you very much indeed for... Oh, there's Darren, he needs to come over. I couldn't see you there, mate. You stood in the background, you bugger. So, well, boys, yeah, sorry. A great, coming closer. A great way to finish the night. A lovely tribute to Wayne early on. Great memories of your dad as well. And it really tickled me to see Elsie and Elliot doing that job. That was fabulous, Josh.
Yeah, that was fantastic. It's been a fantastic night. The guys put on a fantastic show. We can't ask for better racing than that. The final was a cracker. Was had his work cut out. Got an absolute grinder of the gate. And we know the result. So well done to everybody.
That's right. Don't know, same there. And just looking at this track, mate, I mean, there's hardly a mark on it.
Yeah, the boys give him a dance for, didn't they? What do you want to say, man? That was a fast final. We had Green hunting him down for the whole 4 laps. And just to back what Jason said on behalf of the entire Bradshaw family, thanks to everybody that's come out and showing their late brother the recognition and everything else that's happening. And my brother Darren was in Pittsburgh for the whole 20 odd years. And I suppose really, to sum it up, it's just rest in peace and keep turning right, bro.
That's exactly right. And the number 33 was carried around again tonight, mate, on Jason's bike, etched into the bodywork, or no, into the engine.
Yes, it's on the motor somewhere. I remember it's on the right hand side, I think. Yeah, down by the passenger's handle, I think. From memory. No, that's like me, number 2. Yeah, it always has. No, but it's not, though.
That's because you're still 33, are you?
Yeah, well, I'd like to read it. I can't remember that far back, actually. Good night, Rose.
I'm lovely to have you 3 guys here and doing that. Also with Brianna and Nathan, the kids, I think that was absolutely special tonight to have the kids go over there and join the guys for a photo, please, you two. Thanks for staying around, ladies and gentlemen. It's been very special indeed for the family, I know. And to join with the club in paying tribute to the family is something that's actually quite special as well. Okay. Well, for those of you that are going to join us in the club rooms for a little bit of fellowship and the presentation of the prize money, please do that. Otherwise, those of you heading home, please have a safe journey home, and we look forward to seeing you here for the Keith Curley-Carnes Memorial Trophy in the middle of March.